5 lakhs we can clear. Good afternoon to all. Myself, Savir, designated as Senior Program Associate, belonging to the ZDS unit along with the CAD product. So it is my humble and deepest gratitude to all people who are assembled here. And so we all know that industry is booming, each and everything is booming right now. So we have developed the CAD product, and it is my humble gratitude to Mr. Balamurugan sir, Mr. Arun Prakash sir, and Ms. Sridevi ma'am for establishing this wonderful organization with wonderful culture. It attracts huge amount of talent across the country. So distinguished guests and fellow enthusiasts of the design, welcome to the grand opening of the CAD Masterclass event. So today we have three industrial experts with us, namely Mr. Sri Dinesh, Mr. Dinesh Patikeyan, Sri Hari, and Mr. Sri Hari, Dinesh Patikeyan, and Dr. Ravichandran. So guys, welcome to the CAD Masterclass event. So as we embark on this masterclass, we will delve into the very heart of mechanical engineering, exploring the relationship between design and technology. So throughout the day, we will touch upon key facts that are essential to your understanding and growth in the field. Our distinguished speakers will lead you to the fundamentals of mechanical CAD and KE. Taking on a journey of discovery, together we will explore the evolution of engineering in the CAD domain, tracing its remarkable trajectory alongside the development of innovative software solutions. We will underscore the paramount importance of strong engineering basics as the bedrock of product development. So ladies and gentlemen, fasten your seatbelts and get ready for a day of inspiration, innovation, and invaluable knowledge. The CAD Masterclass is a gateway to the world of possibilities in mechanical CAD, where you can shift gears in your career and embark on a transformative journey. So without further delays, let's kickstart this masterclass and open the doors to a brighter future in the mechanical engineering CAD domain. I'd like to request Mr. Sendil R. Kumaran to deliver the speech on welcoming mentors and people. Over to you, Sendil.
So, good afternoon to one and all present here. So, I'm so proud to welcome you all to the Mechanical CAD Masterclass. So, I'm sure you will gain greater insights regarding the Mechanical CAD, which will help you to enter or reach the next level in your career. Let me start my speech by giving a brief introduction about GUI and our speakers for today, who have graciously accepted our invitation for today's event. So, I would like to take this opportunity, and I'm so happy to share a few words about GUI. So GUI is a reputed educational technology platform and is named after the acronym Grab Your Vernacular Insight. The platform was founded by Mr. Arun Prakash, Ms. Sridevi Arun Prakash, and Mr. S.P. Balamurugan in 2014 and has an exponential trajectory path over the past 9 years of operation. GUI is known for its qualitative upskilling process, wherein the learners are trained and guided by experienced industry mentors through various real-time case studies and practical implications, thereby nurturing the learners to be problem solvers. I would like to introduce our expert speaker, Mr. Sri Hari, CEO of Desuse Engineering Solutions Private Limited. He started his career as a production and quality engineer, dealing with manufacturing operations at Delta Control Systems, Chennai. Then he worked as a design engineer in L&T Technology Services, Bangalore, on wind tunnel components designed for National Aerospace Laboratories and various other prominent industries in India and abroad children. It brought him exposed to CAD and CAE technologies and its larger impact on mechanical design. His major work there involved modeling and solving structural, thermal, and vibrations of complex mechanical design and engineering problems. Then he started working as student research assistant at the University of Technology, Munich, Germany, working on modeling and analysis of aerospace structures of satellites for European Space Agency. After that, he moved to Siemens Limited, Chennai, where he was recognized as local key expert R&D on a senior role. There he worked on design calculations and optimizations of various gearbox structures. He coordinated projects and worked along with the R&D team in Germany for their internal customers in Germany, France, USA, and China. Then he started working as an independent consultant in the field of product design and structural analysis, helping his clients on CAD, CFD, and FEM calculations. Now, he is the CEO of Desdios Engineering Solutions Private Limited, helping various customers in India and abroad, helping them with the product design and development. They are now started designing, manufacturing, and selling indigenous products that focus on helping common people in their everyday life through engineering for the society. So with all my immense pleasure and honor, I would like to welcome sir for this event. Welcome, sir. So I would like to invite our co-founder to facilitate the speech. Thank you, sir. Moving on, so I would like to introduce our speaker, Dr. Ravishankar Mariya, who is with Dassault Systems India's simulation team for more than 16 years now. In his current role, his responsibilities include technical marketing, content creation, consulting, and training with a focus to drive Dassault Systems portfolio in aerospace and defense industry. He holds a PhD degree in mechanical engineering from UNC Charlotte and ME Engineering Design from College of Engineering Dindi, Anna University. Before joining Dassault Systems, he was working as an equipment design engineer at Intel Corporation. His focus areas are computer-aided design, multidisciplinary optimization, reliability-based design, non-linear FEA, and CAE. With all my immense pleasure and honor, I would like to welcome sir for this event. Welcome, sir. So I would like to facilitate the chief guest. Then I would like to introduce our speaker, Mr. Dinesh Karthikeyan, who is working as a design engineer at Volvo. In his current role, he is working as a cooling system design engineer for the North American truck projects. In his previous job, he was working in the advanced engineering department at Ashok Leyland. In that role, his responsibilities will be supporting the cooling system team for various design of hoses and pipes for the power electronic cooling system parts that includes HV battery, power distribution box, DC to DC converter, etc. He also worked in the 13.5 meter CNG bus design, high-level packaging, vehicle articulation, weight distribution, etc. So with all my immense pleasure and honor, I would like to welcome sir for this event. Welcome, sir. So I would like to ask our co-founder to facilitate the chief guest. Thank you, sir. So once again, I welcome you all to this great event. Thank you. Have a nice day.
Thank you so much. Thank you so much, Mr. Sendil, for your wonderful introduction. I would like to request our beloved co-founder, Mr. S.P. Balamurugan, sir, to exchange words. Over to you, sir.
Thanks, team. I'll not take much time. Okay. இங்கே எல்லாரும் தமிழ் பேசலாம்ல, எல்லாருக்கும் தமிழ் புரியும் இல்லையா? Okay, everyone knows, right? Okay. இங்கே எத்தனை பேருக்கு குவி ஃபர்ஸ்ட் டைம் கேள்விப்பட்டீங்க? ஓகே. ஸோ தெரிஞ்சவங்க எனக்கு தெரியும் முன்னாடி அப்படின்ற ஓகே, வெரி லிமிட்டட் தான். ஸோ ஒரு சின்ன குயிக் இன்ட்ரோ மட்டும் கொடுத்துட்றேன். ஸோ தட் யூ ஆல்சோ ஹேவ் அன் அண்டர்ஸ்டாண்டிங் அபவுட் வாட் வி டூ, என்ன பண்ணிட்டு இருக்கோம் என்னன்றது. ஓகே, ஐ எம் பாலமுருகன், கோ ஃபவுண்டர் ஆஃப் குவி. ஸோ I graduated from College of Engineering Gindi, CGL தான் முடிச்சுட்டு PayPal 10 years ஒர்க் பண்ணேன். ஸோ அங்கே தான் என்னோட கோ-ஃபவுண்டர்ஸ் அருண் பிரகாஷ் ஸ்ரீதேவி மீட் பண்ணோம். ஸோ நாங்கள் பேபாலில் இருக்கும்போது டெக்னாலஜிஸ்டாக ஒர்க் பண்ணிட்டு இருக்கும்போது நாங்கள் ஹையரிங் போகும்போது, நாங்கள் பேபாலுக்காக ரெக்ரூட்மெண்ட்லாம் போகும்போது என்ன பீப்புள் அங்கே வந்து அப்பியர் ஆவாங்களா, ஸ்டூடெண்ட்ஸ் லேர்னர்ஸ். ஸோ என்ன சேலஞ்சஸ் அவங்க ஃபேஸ் பண்ணாங்க ப்ராடக்ட் கம்பெனிஸை கிராக் பண்ணுறதுக்குன்றதை ஐடென்டிஃபை பண்ணி அதை சால்வ் பண்ணுறதுக்காக ஸ்டார்ட் பண்ண 2010 நான் சொல்கிறேன், 2010 ஸ்டார்ட் பண்ண யூடியூப் சேனலாக ஸ்டார்ட் பண்ணோம். ஓகே, நான் சொல்றது ப்ரீ ஜியோ, நல்லா யோசிப்பாரு. இப்போ வந்து இருக்க ட்ரெண்ட் வேற. ஸோ ஸோ 2010-11 வந்து வி ஸ்டார்டட் யூடியூப் சேனல். அப்போ என்ன இன்ட்ரெஸ்டிங் ஃபேக்ட்னா எங்களோட யூடியூப் கண்டென்ட்ஸ் காட் 1 million hits in 2 months and 5,000 subscribers. என்ன ரீசன் அப்படின்னா ரெண்டு விஷயம். ஒன்று வந்து எங்களோட கண்டென்ட்ஸ் எல்லாம் வெர்னாக்குலர் லாங்குவேஜஸ்ல கொடுத்துட்டு இருந்தோம். ஸோ லிட்டரலா பார்த்தீங்கன்னா இப்போ ப்ரோக்ராம் நான் ஸ்டார்ட் பண்ணது ப்ரோக்ராமிங்ல தான். ஓகே, ஏன்னா அதான் எங்களோட ஃபண்டமெண்டல் பேஸ். ஸோ ஸ்டார்ட் பண்ணும்போது இருக்கிறதுலே ப்ரோக்ராமிங் கான்செப்ட்ஸ்ல எதெல்லாம் வந்து ஹார்ட் டு கிராக். ஃபார் எக்ஸாம்பிள் நீங்க சீன் எடுத்தீங்கன்னா பாயிண்டர்ஸ்னு இருக்கும். ஓகே, ஜாவால டிசைன் பேட்டர்ன்ஸ். ஸோ இந்த மாதிரியான ப்ரோக்ராமிங் டாபிக்ஸ்ல ஹார்ட் டு கிராக் விஷயத்த வெர்னாக்குலர்ல கலோக்கியலா பீப்புள் கிட்ட கொண்டு போகணும். ஸோ தட் என்ன ஆச்சு அப்படின்னா பீப்புள் ஆர் ஏபிள் டு அண்டர்ஸ்டாண்ட் த ஃபண்டமெண்டல்ஸ் இன் அ வெரி ஸ்ட்ராங் வே. ஸோ யூஸ்வலா அது ப்ரோக்ராமிங்னா பெரிய விஷயம் அப்படின்னு இருக்கும்ல, அந்த மித்தை பிரேக் பண்ணி எல்லாரும் புரிஞ்சுக்கலாம், எல்லாரும் ஈஸியா அண்டர்ஸ்டாண்ட் பண்ணிக்கலாம்னு கொண்டு போனதுனால that was one of the major factors why people are interested in our content. Second factor என்னன்னா it was focused towards employability. ஓகே, ஸோ வெறும் தியரியாவோ இல்லை வெறும் சும்மா கியான் மாதிரியோ சொல்லிட்டு போகாம இன்னைக்கு எம்ப்ளாயபிலிட்டிக்கு என்ன கண்டென்ட் கொடுக்கணும், என்ன கொடுத்தா பீப்புளுக்கு வந்து அது யூஸ்ஃபுல்லா இருக்கும்னு சொல்லிட்டு அது ஃபோக்கஸ்டா கொடுத்துட்டு இருந்தோம். ஓகே, அண்ட் எங்களோட பேக்ரவுண்ட் சின்ஸ் நாங்கள் ஒரு ப்ராடக்ட் கம்பெனிலையும் ஒர்க் பண்ணிட்டு ஹைரிங் பண்ணிட்டு டெக்னாலஜிலையும் ஒர்க் பண்ணிட்டதுனால இதை ரெண்டுமே எங்களால் பேலன்ஸ் பண்ண முடிஞ்சது. ஸோ அது அப்படிதான் வந்து 2010 to 13 வரைக்கும் பண்ணிட்டு இருந்தோம். ஓகே, ஸோ யூடியூப் சேனல் க்ரோ அண்ட் மில்லியன் பீப்புளுக்கு மேலே வந்து சப்ஸ்கிரைப் பண்ண போயிடுச்சு. ஸோ அப்பதான் ஐஐடி மெட்ராஸ்ல தே saw our content, they saw our value, and then they invited us for a discussion. So Professor Ashok Jujunwala and Sali, he is the one who is heading this IIT Madras research park. So he invited us and asked, okay, நாங்க IIT Madras இதே மாதிரி ப்ராஜெக்ட் ஸ்டார்ட் பண்ணாங்க QEEE சொல்லி. Okay, so then they said, why don't quality in engineering education enhancement? So why can't we work together? ரெண்டு பேர் சேர்ந்து இதை பண்ணலாம்னு சொல்லி they invited us, and then we applied for the incubation model in 2014. So 2014 apply பண்ணி அந்த process முடிச்சு we got incubated here as a company, and that is where our journey started. Okay, so GUI has been there from 2014 onwards. So அப்போ சிங்கிள் மெம்பரா ஸ்டார்ட் பண்ணோம். இப்போ எங்களோட டீம் சைஸ் 500+ கிராஸ் பண்ணிட்டோம். எங்களோட லேர்னர்ஸ் வந்து they learn through our platform GUI.in. இங்க நீங்க பார்த்துட்டு இருக்கீங்களா? So this is the platform through which people come and learn GUI courses. So இப்போ ஒரு 2.2 million learners, அதாவது 22 lakh people வந்து எங்க பிளாட்ஃபார்ம் மூலமா படிச்சுட்டு இருக்காங்க. ஓகே, ஸோ அதுல 600+ ரெக்ரூட்டிங் பார்ட்னர்ஸும் எங்க மூலமா ஹையர் பண்ணிட்டு இருக்காங்க. ஸோ பீப்புள் லேர்ன் பண்ற லேர்னர்ஸோட ஃபுல் டேட்டா வந்து பிளாட்ஃபார்ம் மூலமா தான் வந்து அந்த ரெக்ரூட்டிங் பார்ட்னர்ஸ்க்கும் ஷேர் ஆகும். ஸோ அவங்க என்ன லேர்ன் பண்ணிருக்காங்க, என்ன ப்ராக்டிஸ் பண்ணிருக்காங்க, என்ன ப்ராஜெக்ட்ஸ் பில்ட் பண்ணிருக்காங்கன்னு அந்த டெக் ப்ரொஃபைல் பில்ட் பண்ணி வி ஷேர் இட் வித் த ரெக்ரூட்டிங் பார்ட்னர்ஸ். Okay, and this is the fundamentals of what GUI does. So as a technology upskill பண்ணிட்டு, and we also connected them with the recruiting partners. Okay, so this has been done for the past 9 years, and we closely work with AIC. AIC, we are closely work with them in terms of running lot of tech events and tech hackathons. So இப்போ GUI பார்த்தீங்கன்னா AI for India 2.1 சொல்லி ரீசெண்டாக ஒன்று லான்ச் பண்ணியிருந்தோம். எஜுகேஷன் ஹானரபிள் எஜுகேஷன் மினிஸ்டர் தர்மேந்திர பிரதான் சார் தான் லான்ச் பண்ணியிருந்தாரு. So GUI was invited to be part of that. So along with AICT, we ran Python programming and AIML skills along with ஒரு 3 lakh people ரீசெண்டாக சொல்லி கொடுத்து முடிச்சோம். Okay, through our people, through our platform. So அதே மாதிரி we hold a Guinness World Record for upskilling more number of people in 24 hours. So Google சர்ச் பண்ணீங்கன்னா தெரியும் GUI and Guinness World Record பார்த்தீங்கன்னா you can find that. Okay, and we also closely work with Tamil Nadu government as part of the non-முதல்வன் initiative. So programming அதாவது upskilling program காலேஜ் ஸ்டூடெண்ட்ஸ்க்கு கொண்டு போகிறதுக்காக ப்ரோக்ராம் ஆரம்பிச்சிருக்காங்க. அதில் அரௌண்ட் ஒரு 12,000 ஸ்டூடெண்ட்ஸ் எங்க மூலமா பிளாட்ஃபார்ம்ல வந்து படிச்சுட்டு இருக்காங்க. ஓகே, ஸோ இது எல்லாமே கொஞ்சம் சர்ப்ரைஸா இருக்கும். ஸோ இந்த ஜேர்னி பார்த்தீங்கன்னா ப்ரோக்ராமிங்ல ஸ்டார்ட் ஆகி டெக்ல வந்தது. பட் ஓவர் த பீரியட் என்னாச்சுன்னா we have lot of non-circuit engineersம் who are learning through us. ஸோ மெக்கானிக்கல், சிவில், ECE, EEE இந்த மாதிரி நிறைய ஸ்டூடெண்ட்ஸ் வந்து எங்க மூலமா ப்ரொஃபஷனல். இப்போ எங்களோட யூசர் பேஸ்ல பார்த்தீங்கன்னா ஆல்மோஸ்ட் 49% வந்து are working professionals and 51% are graduates or people who are in the final year engineering students. So mechanical students and civil engineers வரும்போது we offered அவங்களுக்கு programming fundamentals கொடுத்துருந்தோம். They also learn programming fundamentals through us. But எங்களோட கோர்ல நாங்க ஸ்டார்ட் பண்ணி we wanted to go further. ஆர் இப்போ எப்படி ஆச்சுன்னா முன்னாடி வந்து சர்க்யூட் பிரான்ச்சஸ் தனி, ஆர் ஐடி வந்து தனி, மிச்ச டிபார்ட்மெண்ட்லாம் தனின்னு இருந்துச்சு. ஸோ இப்போ பார்த்தீங்கன்னா முன்னாடி சிவில் தனியாக இருக்கும், மெக் தனியாக இருக்கும், ECE, EEE, ஐடின்னு ஒன்று இருக்கும். எல்லாமே வெர்டிக்கலாக இருந்துச்சு. பட் இப்போ லாஸ்ட் ஃபியூ இயர்ஸ் இண்டஸ்ட்ரி 4.0 வர விட்டு என்னாச்சு அப்படின்னா IT has become a horizontal. So லிட்டரலா பார்த்தீங்கன்னா IT has become horizontal upon which the other pillars come and amalgamate. So நீங்க சிவிலா இருக்கலாம், மெக்கா இருக்கலாம், Okay, easier but ideally you will start also work on the IT systems. Okay, அப்போ அந்த மாதிரி ஒரு இன்னைக்கு இது ஆல்ரெடி ஸ்டார்ட் ஆயிடுச்சு and it's going to enhance further, grow further. Okay, அதை நோக்கி தான் எல்லாருமே போகிறோம். அப்போ போகும்போது இது ரெண்டுத்தையும் கம்பைன் பண்ற மாதிரி what is the offering that we can actually work அப்படின்னும் போது தான் we started working with the industry partners and that is where we launched this program of CAD and other programs which is specifically focused on mechanical and civil engineers. Okay, அதில் ப்ரோக்ராமிங் எப்படி உள்ள கொண்டு வர முடியும். ஓகே, ஏன்னா நாளைக்கு நீங்க முடிச்சுட்டு போகும்போது யூ கேன் சே நான் வந்து சிவில் இன்ஜினியர், நான் வந்து மெக்கானிக்கல் இன்ஜினியர், எனக்கும் ப்ரோக்ராமுக்கு சம்பந்தமே இல்லைன்னு சொல்ல முடியாது. பிகாஸ் வெளியிலிருந்து வரவங்க அது ரிலவெண்டா கொண்டு வருவாங்க, ஸ்கில்ஸும் வச்சுட்டு வருவாங்க. ஸோ அப்போ அதையும் மர்ஜ் பண்ணி எப்படி நம்ம ஒரு ப்ரோக்ராம் ஆஃபர் பண்ணலாம் ஸோ தட் அந்த ரிலவெண்ட் ஸ்கில்ஸோட when you go forward to the market you will become more, the chances of becoming employable is more higher. and நீங்க இருக்கிற ஆல்ரெடி இன்னைக்கு நிறைய ஒர்க்கிங் ப்ரொஃபஷனல்ஸ் வந்திருக்கீங்க, உங்களோட ஒர்க் ஸ்பேஸ்லேயே உங்களுக்கு தெரியும் இன்னைக்கு ஐடி வந்து உள்ள எவ்வளவு தூரம் ரோல் பிளே பண்ணிட்டு இருக்காங்கன்னு. ஸோ அப்போ ஹவு மச் யூ கேன் ஆக்சுவலி ஆக்சிலரேட் யுவர் க்ரோத் இன் யுவர் கேரியர். ஓகே, இது ரெண்டு தான் வந்து ஃபுல் அண்ட் ஃபுல் தாட் ப்ராசஸ் ஃபார் ஹேவிங் திஸ் ப்ரோக்ராம் ஆன் பிளேஸ். ஓகே, ஸோ அந்த ஃபண்டமெண்டல்ஸ் அந்த பேஸ் வச்சு தான் திஸ் ப்ரோக்ராம் ஹஸ் பீன் ஸ்டார்டட். And with this, we have the right people over here to say what are the emerging trends or how this is going to help. Okay, so in the intention, that is why this program or this event has been called out. ஏன்னா உங்க எல்லாருக்குமே தெரியும் என்ன ஃபண்டமெண்டல்ஸ், இந்த பர்பஸ் ஆஃப் த ஈவெண்ட் என்ன கொண்டு போறோம் தெரிஞ்சாதான் உங்களால கனெக்ட் பண்ணி அந்த ஜேர்னியில வர முடியும். இல்லாட்டி நெக்ஸ்ட் 1.5 hours எப்படி இருக்கும்னா நம்ம ஏதோ போய் உட்காந்துட்டு அதோ சண்டே ஆஃப்டர்நூன், உங்க ஆப்வியஸ்லி யாரா இருந்தாலுமே சண்டே ஆஃப்டர்நூன் நம்ம வெளியே வரணும்னாலே நம்ம ரொம்ப யோசிப்போம். ஓகே, சாப்பிட்டு ரிலாக்ஸா இருக்க டைம் அது. பட் அந்த டைம் நீங்க ஸ்பெண்ட் பண்ணி இருந்தீங்கன்னா அதுக்கு வேல்யூபிளா உங்களுக்கு இருக்கணும்ன்றது குவி ஆல்வேஸ் ஃபைண்ட்ஸ் இட் வெரி ஹார்ட் டு என்ஷூர் தட் கண்டிப்பா நம்ம பண்ணுன்றதுல வெரி ஸ்ட்ராங்கா இருக்கும். அதனால தான் ஐ ஜஸ்ட் வாண்ட் டு செட் திஸ் கான்டெக்ஸ்ட் பிஃபோர் ஸ்டார்டிங் திஸ். ஓகே, Sudha, would you like to add about this program?
A few points.
Yeah. Okay. Now I'd like to invite Sudha. So, who is the execution head for this program? இவங்கள நான் சொல்லுவேன், நாங்கள் ஐடி பேக்ரவுண்ட் சொன்னேன், இவங்கெல்லாம் ஃபண்டமெண்டல் கோரா CAD சிவில் மெக்ல சிவில்ல ஒர்க் பண்ணிட்டு வந்தவங்க. ஸோ தே நோ அபவுட் தி பேஸ் அபவுட் திஸ் அண்ட் வித் திஸ் ஷி வில் கிவ் இன்ட்ரோ அண்ட் தென் வில் கோ டு த ஸ்பீக்கர்ஸ். சரியா? ஓகே, தேங்க்யூ.
So, hello everyone. Thanks for joining today. நானும் தமிழ் டிஃபரன்ஸ் பார்த்தேன். நான் எல்லாரும் ஃபர்ஸ்ட் பேசினதுக்கும் சார் பேசும்போது இந்த so I'll just make it very short. I'll tell you, I'm also from operation background, MBA background, so not from civil or mechanical core, but I have 14 years of experience into edtech industry. So அதுதான் எனக்கு உங்களுக்குள்ள relationship. So I also have few brothers. The engineering வந்து ட்ரெண்டா இருந்தது இந்த 90s kids அந்த பீரியட்ல லாட், ரைட்? ஸோ இன்ஜினியரிங் வந்து ஒன்று மஸ்ட் இன்ஜினியர் இல்லைனா டாக்டர். ஸோ இதுதான் ஆப்ஷன். கேர்ள்ஸ்னா டாக்டர், பாய்ஸ்னா இன்ஜினியரிங். ஸோ இந்த மாதிரி இருந்த பீரியட்ல ஐ ஹேட் சீன் மெனி பீப்புள் அண்ட் நிறைய பேர் அது முடிச்சுட்டு என்ன பண்ண போறோம்னு இன்ஜினியரிங் எடுத்துட்டோம், ஓகே ஆல் குட். ஸோ ஆஃப்டர் வாட் என்ன பண்ண போறோம்? என்னோட பிரதர், ஐ வுட் சே என்னோட ஒன் ஆஃப் த பிரதர் இன் மை ஃபேமிலி. ஸோ கைண்ட் ஆஃப் பாத்தீங்கன்னா மெக்கானிக்கல் முடிச்சாங்க. இட்ஸ் பீன் 8 years now, still into production, night shift, day shift. இன்னொரு பிரதர் வந்து ஐடி முடிச்சாங்க, வெரி ஷார்ட் பீரியட் ஹி ஸ்டார்டட் ஏர்னிங் 16 LPA 15 LPA. இவர் இப்பதான் 6 LPA வந்திருக்காரு. So this is what the reality of the industry. I'm not particularly cornering or pinpointing anything, but that's the pain point, right? I know that எல்லாருமே இதை ஃபேஸ் பண்ணிருப்பீங்க கண்டிப்பா, ரைட்? ஸோ இங்க நான் குவியில ஜாயின் பண்ணி, இது என்னோட 4th year குவியில. ஸோ இங்க குவியில ஜாயின் பண்ணும்போது பாத்தீங்கன்னா ஐ ஹேட் சீன் டேட்டா சயின்ஸ் வாஸ் தி ஃபர்ஸ்ட் ப்ராடக்ட் given to me. So I'm heading data science project completely. இங்க வந்து ஒரு சிஸ்டம் வந்து ரொம்ப நல்லா இருக்கும். என்னன்னா யூ கேன் சி, ரைட், ஹி இஸ் மை கோ-ஃபவுண்டர் அண்ட் யூ கேன் சி மை ஃபவுண்டர்ஸ் வீடியோ அஸ் வெல். ரொம்ப எளிமையா ரொம்ப சாதாரணமா இருப்பாங்க. யூசுவலி ஐ ஒர்க்ட் இன் டிஃபரெண்ட் கார்பரேட்ஸ், ஸோ பீப்புள் யூஸ் டு பி வித் மோர் டிபிக்கல், போய் பேசக்கூட முடியாது. இங்க அப்படி கிடையாது. ஸோ இங்க வந்து பாத்தீங்கன்னா ஸ்டூடெண்ட்ஸ்க்கும் ஈஸி அப்ரோச்சபிள். ஒரே ஒரு விஷயம் மட்டும் நான் ஐ ஜஸ்ட் ஃபினிஷ் இட் வெரி சூன். என்னன்னு பாத்தீங்கன்னா இந்த டேட்டா சயின்ஸே வந்து பாத்தீங்கன்னா ரொம்ப எளிமையா சொல்லி கொடுக்குறது. பேசிக் மேக்ஸ் இருந்தா போதும், யாருனாலும் டேட்டா சயின்ஸ் படிக்கலாம், யாருனாலும் ஆர்டிஃபிஷியல் இன்டெலிஜென்ஸ் கத்துக்கலாம். இந்த மாதிரி ஒரு சிச்சுவேஷன் ஒரு 3 years 4 years பார்க்கும்போது நிறைய பேர் நல்ல பிளேஸ்மெண்ட்ல தே ஆர் இன்டு வெரி குட் level. So அதை பார்க்கும் போது I was like in the CAD வந்து I do have some 3.5 years of experience into CAD. So அப்ப இங்கேயே வச்சு இங்க இருக்க மென்டாஸ் வச்சு இங்க இருக்க ஃபெசிலிட்டி யூஸ் பண்ணி why can't we bring CAD இங்க? So இன்னும் கொஞ்சம் குவாலிட்டியா நம்மளால எஜுகேஷன் கொடுக்க முடியும், இன்னும் கொஞ்சம் நிறைய பேர் பிளேஸ் பண்ண முடியுங்கிறதா மேஜர் எக்ஸ்பெக்டேஷன். When I talk about placement, please guys don't think we are not consultancy. We are a tech industry. Definitely நீங்க படிக்கிறதுக்கு உங்களுக்கு என்ன வேணுமோ 100% genuine support will be provided by our team, 100%. So placements வந்து you have to put effort. We'll give you opportunities definitely. Maybe இதுக்கு அப்புறம் உங்களுக்கு ஒரு career counseling panel members இருக்காங்க, career counseling team இருக்கு. So you'll meet, you can have a personalized counseling to everyone. So நீங்க அத அப்ப இன்னும் கொஞ்சம் டீடைலா நீங்க தெரிஞ்சுக்கலாம். But if you're ready to study, if you're ready to put effort, we are there until you get placed. அதுதான் the promising which we are giving for data science as well as the CAD mechanical and CAD civil. So இப்ப CAD mechanical civil ங்கிறப்போ many of the other people also giving CAD mechanical and civil. What unique thing GUI is doing ங்கிறது பாத்தீங்கன்னா like we do also insert automation கொஞ்சம் உள்ள கொண்டு இப்போ EV பத்தி நிறைய பேர் பார்த்திருப்பீங்க. So வெறும் டிசைன் நார்மலான டிசைன் மட்டும் அப்படி இல்லாம டாக் மட்டும் அப்படி இல்லாம கொஞ்சம் ஆட்டோமேஷன் உள்ள இன்சர்ட் பண்ணி நீங்களும் ப்ரோக்ராமிங் கொஞ்சம் புரிஞ்சுக்கிற மாதிரி so அந்த மாதிரி ஒரு பேஸ் லெவல்ல we created all this curriculum and everything. So just let's listen to the day today. இது முடிச்சிட்டு அதுக்கு அப்புறம் ஒரு கவுன்சிலிங் செஷன் இருக்கும். So we'll discuss in detail. All the best everyone and thanks for joining again.
Thank you so much, ma'am, and thank you so much to our beloved co-founder for sharing the valuable inputs and the success journey of GUI. I would like to request Mr. Sri Hari to embrace the event. Over to you, sir.
Check. Hello everyone, good afternoon. So is there anybody who cannot understand Tamil? Okay, sure. Okay, got you. So yeah, we can have it in English. Right. First of all, I like to thank GUI for this kind opportunity given to me to give a talk and to also inspire people who are into core mechanical engineering, and maybe they wanted to get into core mechanical engineering. Maybe you have a lot of questions as well, which I welcome to talk about. So the time which is given to me is like 30 minutes. I'll try to show some pictures. I thought that is the best thing I could do, and reveal much more visually than showing some more mechanical on the academic sides. So let's go for what I'm going to talk about. So this is a topic which I would like to put in front of you, which is design technologies in mechanical engineering, and the other things which I'm talk about is fundamental of mechanical CAD CAE, evolution of engineering in CAD and CAE domain. I'm sorry, there's a typo there. Importance of basics of engineering in product development, exploring of CAD and CAE, and opportunities and R&D. So evolution, I'm working in this industry for past around 25 years. So I think I can talk a little bit about it, how it evolved. Basically, in the last few years, it evolved very much digitally. And this is the first page which I'm showing you, which could be inspiration for many of you. Maybe when you wanted to go join for mechanical engineering and pursue it as a career. So nothing to explain here. So you see a bullet train, a crane leg, a hammer, aircraft, a robotic hand, or even a cutter, right? So these all is inspiring for a mechanical person, basically. Even if it's an aircraft or something, it's a cutter. It's more or less, it's a device, and it is something excites us, basically, I believe. Okay, let's go for the next one. So how this inspiration came for people to make all these devices and equipments is, you can see there are heroes back of them. It's like Kingfisher, a bird, a crane, which goes in the dirt. The Kingfisher has to pierce into the water to get the fish, and the woodpecker has to, exactly, peck inside to make a home for it. The other one is wings of crane, which is actually the inspiration for people to build the aircraft. And you can see the claws of an eagle, so to hold a mechanical device, so hold anything, basically, like a hand. And then you have a parrot. You see a parrot which has a beak, which is a very indigenous design, so that it can cut these kind of nuts. And then you see, so how indigenous is nature is, how it is built, and it is not just like, it's I'm sorry. Yeah. Exactly. So you have engineering already, not in just books, like even before, like you have it everywhere. You can learn it not just in books, but you can get inspired watching the nature, and also man-made wonders and things like that. Yeah, it's called wonders just because it mimics nature, perhaps. Yeah, so that's a beautiful photos, right? Right. So let's go for the next one. Okay. So there's a quote here which I wanted to read in front of you. The richness I achieve comes from nature, the source of my inspiration. So it's not just me, it's most of them, So for example, if you take, like, if there are music lovers, so you might like A.R. Rahman or Ilayaraja, what they do? Most of the time, if there is a song, so that song, for that, like, he went to the, near to the railway station, he recorded the track, of the sound of the trains, and then he brought inside as a music, So then it really created this natural feeling, right? So this is what it is, actually. So it's not just in mechanical engineering, of course. Science and science is something which can be inspired, and we put it inside engineering, or it can be in any area to see the excellence and also to get inspired. Okay, let's go for the next one. So here you see this is from RAM Studio, a company, Italian company, where we worked with. So these guys, you see, not just these guys, any automobile you see, those are mostly, you have headlights like eyes, or like you have this rear windows like ears, basically, right? So it shows, or a tractor or anything like this. So basically, that's how it looks good, So basically, so this is how it is. So how do they sketch this? So they take a woodpecker, or they take a whale, or they take a rhinoceros or a bull, and then they get some kind of figures, and then they extend it to this particular kind of concept. And after that, they have to get into CAD. In the past some years ago, 20, 30 years ago, before this digital thing come up, we all used to have only, protractors, scales, and so on, and even we used to sketch by hand. And yeah, who can sketch well are told to be good engineers, basically, those days. But now, it has become very, very easy, like who can click well, and you can, straight away connect your mind and then use the computers to do this, to give the out, to show your design to other people. Okay, the next one, please. Yeah, okay. So this point, digital and technologies and mechanical engineering. Mechanical engineering is a diverse and dynamic field that plays a critical role in development of various technologies and products. So if you see, we are all human beings, and I love birds. Basically, it's not that I don't like animals. I also have a pet. I'm a pet lover. I get inspired from nature most of the time. As I told you, not just me, even my own mentors and so on. Many people who I follow the path. So you see, anything, any particular biology is not just mechanical engineering. It can be electrical, computer science, and so on. And when you, as mechanical engineers, you train and study mechanical engineering so that you don't do much of mistakes there, so that the product doesn't fail, right? So you need to understand many things, like one has to be good at mathematics, so which we will talk about. So there are various industries which we see, there's these two guys working on an aircraft engine, those two ladies in the production facility of automobile, then logistic used ship, basically transporting containers, then the rail industry. Okay, let's go for the next one. Okay, so some key points highlighting the significance of, no problem. I think there's a slide before this, or? Oh, okay, fine, no problem. This one, all right. So the point which I say here, the combination of design principles and advanced technology is at the core of mechanical engineering. So what does I say here is like the design, mechanical design, which has, we need to understand the core of mechanical design, which means all the subjects, definitely to at least have a feel of it, but it doesn't matter if you did not concentrate well on few of the particular subjects. But later on, when you start working as a career, you will develop. But before that, you might, want to learn few things. So you can see how this, this is a layout where the robots work, which actually do this production of cars. And when I'm out of time, please let me know, 5-10 minutes. So here you see there's a man who is looking at a digital device which connects all these different things, where like it could be something the different inputs from the electrical side, mechanical side, and so on. Let's go to the next one. Okay. So now basically. Sometimes you might feel that you are already inside this industry and there are already things were already designed. No, it is not always the case, because design is something. Am I out of time? No? Okay. So how much time do you have? Okay, sure. So basically, when I went and joined, say L&T, they were like very seniors to me, who were all one of them who was the CEO, he designed an excavator fully, and they were like big people there, when you just join somewhere. So how do you actually, what do they need from you, basically? So basically what you need, I was actually, when I joined, I was lucky enough to study a course on CAD, in fact in CAD Center in Chennai, Padi. And then also I studied ANSYS there, which was like 23 years ago in 2000 near to. And then so that helped me to help these guys, in fact, to make these calculations, these designs, these concepts, and so on. Firstly, when you enter into the company, they would want you to be good, basically. Whatever you do, even they want you to take this pencil and keep from A to B. You need to be really good at not to keep somewhere else, but like A to B, right? So for that, you need to be good at the tool, basically. So fortunately, I had a good skills there. So I was fortunate to be working with great people who wanted help from me and so on. So why I'm saying this is like whenever you study, don't think that whenever you get into a bigger industry or even when you're even a small industry or anything, whatever you learn, really be skillful at it and have some systematic way of applying them. Okay, coming back here, see you have say this is the person who is you. See how curiously she is looking at it, and maybe there is some problems in the design. There could be vibrations. There could be a little bit more of heating up of some device, or there could be a damage which is causing after a cycle of time and so on. So be expressive. If there is anything wrong, tell your boss. Okay, so this is all is happening. So design is actually, it's not perfect, which is man-made. Only the nature's design is actually perfect. Even that is evolving. We don't know after 1 million years how a bird will be or a human will be. We don't know. So design is a constant evolution. So it keeps changing. And you see here, so maybe, okay, this is a Pelton wheel turbine. Okay, so think that this is a gear wheel and there is something wrong, there is some vibration, maybe she can tell them, and maybe if they take your advice or they take your search very seriously, then maybe they would really do it and then, take your suggestions for the next step. Okay. So there I show a material science where like you see a different material which is inside something which is much more irregular in shape, but it is more crystalline. And then the skin, it is more or less like our own body skin, right? So this kind of products, were very tough to make in those days. Okay, 30, 40 years ago. Now it is much more easy and confident, people are to make this kind of weightless products, basically. Please go to the next one. Okay, so here is where like you might need you might need CAD and CAE. So basically, this guy is making a automobile. You see a full automobile model. And maybe he's testing for a load, and maybe there's a component like that, which is which is bending, and you see a stress concentration there. So it can break with some set of cycles. So this can be analyzed with finite element analysis. So for that, first of all, you need to know CAD, and you need to make this first thing, and then you need to apply these loads, and you need to understand how the machine works. How it is basically, if it is just standing on the floor, like the wheels are actually, the one which is fixed, it is like simply supported, right? Basically, so this way you need to come up with free body diagrams and so on. So you might want to implement all these statics, engineering mechanics, what you studied, and in the materials, maybe you wanted material science and strength of materials, where you want to check like what would be the stress. You want to reduce the stress, or definitely you want to reduce the stress, right? So you want a better curvature there. And then you also see the now these people are trying to project that engine maybe that they have created and then put it inside the automobile to understand, you know, how it looks. Maybe the size is good, you know, yeah. So they can easily visualize this particular automobile. This is not the case before. Most of us used to just imagine, right? So now it is. So it helps you. Even if someone doesn't have the capability to imagine much, they can show it to their boss with making these kind of stuff. Okay, next one. Okay, so because I come from a CAE background a lot, did a lot of projects and calculations. From automobile, marine to satellites, I was really fortunate to do. So everywhere it's all the same. So you need to understand the basic. If you want to be in design, it can be, you know, different phases. Where like initial phase, where like you follow this beak and you create the concept. Then you can be a concept engineer, where like you learn some things and you start making an equipment. But then you want to create those components. Then you might need CAD, and then you want to calculate them. Then you might need CAE, that's where CAE is a little bit, you know, these people are a little bit nerdy. And you know, there are a lot of mathematics, physics, which, you know, people you want to implement there. And I was very fortunate, actually. I like physics, so that is why I chose to do what I wanted to. And definitely, it's not like, you know, so everybody is coded differently, you know. So yeah, when I need something on the CAD or even the concepts and so on, maybe there is a better engineer which I can rely on. Sometimes I can do myself, but maybe I could go wrong as well. So you always, like in the corporate, that is a good thing. If you go to a good corporate, you always have a team where each one will complement you. So if there is anything you couldn't do, you know, somebody else can help, and you together make this project a successful one, right? All right. So here in CAE, you do this numerical simulation where you put the load, and nowadays it has become very easy. When I started, it was pretty difficult, to tell you honestly. So we had to know programming, coding, and so on. And also we need to be good at strength of materials, and we need to be good at finite elements, because we need to work on nodes and elements. So that was pretty tough. But now, even now, the ANSYS has this kind of programs called APDL. And in research, it is still, we use it. But nowadays, ANSYS have come up with the space climb and workbench and so on, where you don't need a lot of efforts to understand those areas, basically. So this is all the steps to make calculations, where I also written subject matters. So you need to understand, yeah, there are people who really want to have subjects in mind and then implement them. They can get into this area. And here in optimization and so on, you want to have a lesser weight, and it still works, right? So for that, you do this optimization with different design, thickness, different lengths, and so on. Okay, this is all about CAE, which I could say in this particular moment. Okay, so here, this is basically about prototyping. Okay, so prototyping, when you have already created something, right? So in corporate industries, you would be a part of a team which is making a car and do calculations there. But when you go with a startup or anywhere, like they make a shoe, or they make something like this is some. I'm not sure, like, some ring or a flywheel or anything like this, or even a robot. So you want to get into, show it into the market, and people have to buy it from you, then you might have to really make one first, right? So for that, if you buy everything in metals, it will cost you more money. And so you can do 3D printing. So I guess like 3D printing is now, most of the people know what is it. And yeah, so you can go to the next slide. Okay, so coming back to, here is where I mentioned this, I thought this slide was the front. But anyway, so here mechanical engineering involves various disciplines such as physics, maths, material science, and computer science. Okay, so yeah, so it is like that. But you start somewhere. You want to start somewhere, and yeah, you think of it. You really want to be an engineer. So then, yeah, it will be. Then you want to evolve as an engineer to really develop some products and so on. You need to slowly brush up on. If you are lost touch with your subjects, but if somebody is already in touch and doing well, for them it is easier. Yeah, but this is how it is. So maths, physics, material science, computer science is part of mechanical engineering. It can be rockets, or it can be something, a submarine, or automobile, or even a fan, or some any component which you see hanging, or any construction. Yeah. So that's like that. Okay, next ones. So that's how you make mechanical. You can design and develop mechanical systems. So which shouldn't vibrate much. So on. Okay. So that is what I was saying. Like you can, anything. You can start with a CAD model, so that you can visualize it, how it how really your product looks like. For example, if my shoe, if I'm having problem with my own shoe, okay, my own shoe, basically, I can just measure with tape all these curves. I can put it in paper, I can put it in CAD, and then I can really make it in the after getting into the CAD, like I can really print this off, right? And then because everyone's leg is different, so we don't care basically. Actually, this awareness is actually not there. Basically, we cannot go for, each one cannot go for the same footwear, foot size, because each one's curves are different basically. Okay, and then you see, yeah, you see exoskeleton. So like this particular carrying a huge load, which she may not actually take it with her own body strength. And yeah, a beautiful ship, which is for with all wind vanes and so on to turn and adjust the ship and sailing. And then a pretty dog with a prosthetic leg. Robotics, we saw, this particular girl has some new inventions she had made. Maybe she wanted to create something. So she's happy with that, right? So now 3D printers are available everywhere. So you can just make and print and see. You can make your own cars, automobiles, ships, small ones, right? Which what money you have. And then if it really works, maybe you can create a toy out of it. Or, so there's a chance of you becoming an entrepreneur there. So I think it's all the thing which I wanted to talk about. Thank you very much.
Thank you so much, Mr. Hari sir, for your valuable inputs and knowledge. I would like to invite Mr. and Dr. Ravi Shankar. Guys, if you have any questions, please kindly put up to Menta.
Oh yeah, sure.
Yes, sir.
Yeah, please.
Sir, actually, in the previous generations like you have all the strength and capabilities of developing huge machines and machineries.
Huge machines and machineries, and nowadays these we youngsters are not as strength and durability. I mean to say, you can see in a natural basis, not as much strength and the durability we have to enhance the strengthness of the machines. But as you see, the technological developments are coming into a nanotechnological way. So what do you think, sir, we as a student, where we have to focus on our ability to withstand high quality products?
Okay, can you repeat one more time as a question? Some a little bit shortly.
Yes, actually, that's what I'm telling, that in the previous generations, the people are very, they had very much a high quality, what to say, the mindset, and their teachers and everybody was there. And nowadays only computer is there, and no, there is no communication between the peoples and are there. But we have social communications. But what I think to say that.
Sure, I got your question.
Yeah, you got almost. So that's what.
I start smiling because I think this is something in reverse what we think. Because we think you're all, in a good shape.
Yeah.
Because you already have a digital thing which is already giving you awareness.
Yeah.
And you already know a lot of things than us, basically.
Yeah.
If you want something to learn, well, you might want to learn with a lot of resources.
No, because the human abilities is the endless. It is actually the nature, as you have told in the prescribed video, that it's an endless nature. But human strives to excel, and at last also he is going to excel. The end doesn't come, and we left our we create artificial intelligence robots for our needs, and so it's all going on like that.
Yeah, there is no perfection, basically.
Even the Elon Musk told that there is a danger you have in the future. He has quoted in one video, and so in where we have to focus on, and we have to be always in a strive mode, and we have also always in the strengthening and strive mode. But all of the sudden, anyways, we have to rest our muscles, and everything has to be done.
Yeah.
But in my personal experience, as I go to the gym and do all sorts of experience, our body is very much what to say, stronger. It gets strengthened. So at the end of the life, we almost lose our life. So can you have a solution for that?
Okay, so there are 3-4 points which I could think about, like from your as a question.
Yeah.
See, one thing is you asked about there are so many things to learn, huh?
Yeah.
So many things which I can concentrate,
Yeah, we can learn.
which you can focus on,
Yeah.
right?
Yes.
So basically, the point is one has to be useful. Different projects.
Okay.
That's how we can see as engineers.
Okay, fine.
So if, for example, in Tamil Nadu they wanted to make a drone taxi. Drone taxi, for example.
Drone taxi.
A taxi which doesn't have a driver, and
Okay.
it can lift from this place to another place.
Okay.
Right? So how basically are you going to help them?
Okay. So
Can you answer how are you going to help them?
ground taxi.
A taxi which
can fly, and this one from one place to another place. Yeah, we could what to say, the propulsion, what we use for rocket propulsion, we could use for this rocket propulsion.
Yeah, correct.
Like,
I'm not asking you the idea how it works.
Yeah.
I want to ask you as an engineer, now you have studied, finished.
Okay.
So how you want to, if there's a company, maybe your friend is starting a company on this, what role you want to take as a design engineer or a mechanical engineer? What role you will take?
I could sketch the design.
You could sketch the design.
Yeah,
how will you sketch this?
I could sketch the design based on the what to say, the surrounding parameters.
Correct.
And,
I understand. So for that, you need a CAD, for example, right?
CAD, yeah.
So you need to first of all understand how CAD works.
Yeah.
And then you make something, and then you give it to your friend, and then he could then come up with a discussion.
Yeah.
And then you can make this particular product. So
Okay.
think about
So what I want to ask that. Sorry, sir. I mean.
No, I think we need to little bit. We'll take it.
Okay. Fine. Thank you.
We'll take it offline.
Okay, fine.
Or what is it? Last.
Last thing. The same that what the people in favor of what to say.
Which you are going to learn in mechanical engineering to support or CAD or even CAE.
Okay.
But whatever it is, whatever you learn, try to learn well.
Okay.
Try to be useful.
Okay.
But that's not everything, right? So for you as a person, also have hobbies and everything. But have one particular thing which you can say as a your
goal or aim or ambition or that's what.
Breadwinner, basically.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, sure.
Fine, sir. Thank you, sir.
Anybody else?
Any other questions?
Yes, okay, I'm sorry. Okay, sit please. So what's the difference between CAD and CAE? Okay, CAD is the 3D okay. The CAD is basically a geometry making tool. So all mathematics to make the surface volumes with all these commands, But CAE is where like you make it as a geometric model. Geometric model where like you make it as a finite element model, or it depends if you are working on fluids, it's a fluid model. So for that you go with algorithms. You go with if you're modeling a fluid, you need to model as a Navier-Stokes equation. If you want to do a finite structure, you need to do a finite element equation. So and then you put boundary conditions and then solve it basically with algorithms. So CAE is basically a problem solving mathematical tool, like your calculator basically. Okay? And CAD is where like you have 3D things that you can visualize and design things. Hey, I'm sitting very close, So for that I want to have some gap in between. So these all things which you can think with CAD. So our colleagues is going to master experts here who is going to talk about CAD much more better than me, basically. Yeah, thank you.
We have questions on CAE especially. CAE, that is his core specialty. Okay, so if you have any question on CAE, you can reserve it. Maybe after this session, we can actually have the conversation.
Yeah, sure. Thank you.
Thank you so much, sir. I would like to invite Dr. Ravi Shankar to engrace the event. Over to you, sir.
Okay. Thank you. Yeah. Like looking at you, I see a bright future for our country as well as this state. Okay, so I'm happy to be here once again. The topic that was given to me is emerging trends in computer-aided design. Okay, and the team asked me to talk up for about half an hour. I know, this generation attention span is less. Okay, na romba pesa virumbala. So there will be a lot of audio visuals and everything. Okay, I also have a very little attention span. That is for a different reason. Not because of this age. Okay, so so I don't want to get into much more detail. Okay, so this is the topic which I want to develop on emerging trends in computer-aided design, which is CAD. Next slide, Popa. So as the video plays,
one of a kind.
The very first topic which I want to talk is generative design. Generative design, I thought you play this, okay, let it run. Okay. No, just go back. Okay. Go up. No, leave it, don't play, just leave it. So
One
what
of a
happens
kind.
is,
Unlike any other. Iconic. We know you aren't working to create just another airplane, just another automobile. You want to make something beautiful and new, to break through the sameness, to give the world what it didn't know it needed until this very moment. That's why we built CATIA X Generative Design, a revolutionary cloud-based app for generative modeling in any industry for any purpose. It amplifies innovation by empowering you to design and validate a large number of alternative ideas, each of which can be individually edited and resized quickly and efficiently. Create variations of complex, repetitive, and non-regular shapes and patterns inspired by the natural world or your imagination with an intuitive algorithmic approach. Toggle interchangeably between graphical visual scripting and interactive design exploration. Guarantee the highest geometry quality with CATIA parametric modeling technology. And make fast, smart, confident decisions informed by interactive 3D models. Because CATIA X Generative Design is on the cloud, you don't have to install any software. You can pick up a design right where you left off on another device.
All right, okay. So you have watched this video, okay. Someone explain what is this about? What is generative design? What is a general CAD? Now, how many of you work in CAD industry? How many of you do drawings, build 3D models? Anybody? Huh? So you do that, okay? Right. So what is traditional CAD and what is a generative CAD?
Traditional way is of computer-aided design, like we are doing in a computer.
No, that is computer-aided design is also a CAD, yeah.
Generative design is on the basis of a model and we are designing.
Oh, okay. All right. So let me explain. So traditional CAD. So what you do is it is based on uniform shapes. Okay. So you will have any engineering models will be there. Or bracket, so the engineering shapes will be there. Yeah. Bracket with the boss. You design it you draft it, you extrude it you cut a through hole. These are traditional. So this is the traditional CAD. Okay, how things were made typically. But of late, what happened is lot of customization requirements. Okay, people want to build completely different things. People have different requirements. Okay, so what we have is we have CAD tools and technologies which is going to come, which you can generate based on your ideas. Whatever is the requirement from the market, okay, whatever is the need, so you can generate the CAD. Okay, it's like a basic free sketch. Okay, so whatever you want, you can do that. And you can make it as a CAD. Okay, so there is no restrictions, right? So that is the latest update, so or going forward in future. So you'll be looking at generative design. Okay, so you'll be working more on the generative design rather than the traditional CAD, like a uniform shape, how the typical engineering structures are made. Okay, so that is number one. And also so this is very essential, because of the requirement from complex engineering. Okay. So the requirement enna constraint vandirukna, so we need lighter products, or we want the products to package in a small space. So traditional CAD, you can build many products, you can assemble, it's not going to help. Okay, it will make the footfall higher. So what happens is 3 parts, the same function, one single part can you make. So then then this type of thing. This is the function, keeping entirely your function in mind, you generate the CAD. Okay? That way you can achieve whatever function you want, okay, with the least number of parts, okay, with the lesser possible weight. Okay? This is one example. Okay? Likewise, functionality wise, okay, industry wise, the requirements will be multitude. So according to your imagination, whatever you want to, whatever you have it on your mind, okay, you can put it. Our aeroplane, it will be very hard. Okay, traditional had. But with this type of features, it will be very easy. That's what in future you might require. Okay, down the road, once you step into this industry, so people will be looking at, the industry will be looking at this type of technologies. You will be using more and more. Okay, in your day-to-day life. Okay, so all of that. This is the first technology which I want to mention. Go to the next slide. Next. Okay. Yeah, this is something like, which I want to emphasize.
As artificial intelligence and machine learning technologies rapidly evolve, humans are asking questions. How should we interact with AI? What does the future of design look like? We are asking questions. With the power of AI, how do we redefine what aid means in We're answering those questions with the Design Assistant, part of the SolidWorks browser-based design solutions. The Design Assistant includes a collection of tools with built-in machine learning algorithms that learn from you as you design and offer suggestions based on your own particular workflow. It predicts and suggests which of your model's entities you should select next. Mate Helper automatically inserts multiple instances of components into your assembly by recognizing and suggesting locations for replication. Sketch Helper recognizes existing sketch geometry in relation to surrounding geometry and suggests additional locations to place sketch entities. SmartMate helps you create fully constrained mates. Drag and hold a component into position, and SmartMate will automatically create mates to surrounding components, recognizing the correct mating phases.
Stop the video. Okay, fine. Thanks. Okay, right. You can do escape. Okay, fine. Okay, so I have talked about AI and machine learning. Okay, just want to give a have come across AI systems. Can you give an example? Car what?
Electric cars.
Okay.
We have a full bit of start stop.
Okay.
That leads to the, what to say, artificial intelligence, the, what to say, the connection engine to the switch system.
Okay. That is, sir, I understand your point, but yeah. Okay, fine. Okay. That is a basic rudimentary electronic system. How many have you heard about ADAS? ADAS, okay. So that is a basic example of artificial intelligence. Okay. So you will see, like, off late, so many cars coming with ADAS systems. Okay. For 15 years before, airbags is a luxury. Okay. High-end cars la mattum airbags was there. Okay. Today, so airbag mandatory vandiruchu. Airbag mandatory. Yeah. If you cannot release a car without airbags, because people's preferences have changed. Okay. They look at safety as a critical aspect. So one car safety illana, even though you give the car at lower cost, people will not buy. Okay. So likewise, ADAS system. Just to give an example of ADAS system. Like the way if you accidentally drive a car, okay, automatically if it senses an obstacle, okay, it will slow down automatically. Okay. Now you see independent ADAS systems. So a lot of companies develop ADAS systems, and also we see independent ADAS systems. So you can fit that, okay, into your system, so that it's an extra. So you don't hit a pedestrian. Okay, accident you don't hit a pedestrian. Okay, this is one example. Okay, likewise. So AI and machine learning, there are so many examples, where it has penetrated. And down the road, it will penetrate. So why it is important in CAD design? So why it is important in CAD design? Because while you design, okay, so let me finish. Okay, so we will, okay, now I'll have a separate session. Okay, so we will have a session with coffee. Okay, so right. So in a requirement, so we will see down the road these technologies will play a very, very important role. Okay, so you have to deal with it. You cannot, as a CAD designer, you cannot close your eyes. Okay, so this will play a very important role. In a system, while you design, so there will be constraints from the market. Okay, you may design with an exotic material or exotic design, but that is not your market requirement. Okay, but automatically while you're designing itself, you will be flagged off that this is not this design may not be liked by the user, or functionally it will not work. Okay. while we designing itself, we can eliminate that. Okay, all these things will be automatically done here. Okay. Many of the things you do. Okay, just a simple example, calculator. You know how to do math. Okay, why you use calculator? Because you don't need to do that. Okay, likewise, many of the tasks which you do with the designer, sketch panni, extrude, all these things, most of the things will be automated. Okay, and for the fact, for this PowerPoint slide, I used AI tool. Okay, previously I used to put slides. Now, how many of you have heard about slide AI, Google? How many of you use? Okay, so down the road, what it will do is so you will be utilizing. Likewise, there will be lot of AI based assistants will be there, which automates. Okay, so how you make a block? Okay, a simple block. How do you make? You sketch. Okay, you sketch a plan, a plain rectangle, extrude பண்ணுவீங்க. So it's அது வந்து not only you done. Okay, why you want to do it again and again? Once you go there, why you want to do it again and again, right? So all these type of tasks, whatever you are going to do, so many of the automation tools will be coming into picture. So everything will come real fast. Okay, you may not realize. Okay, so things change fast, and things will come at you really fast. Okay, so that's why. So this type of technologies, it is very important that you must be aware. Okay, when you want to pursue a career in CAD. Okay, how these things work, and how this is going to impact me. And these type of things, you should be really looking at. Okay, right. So this is the next step, okay, which I want to emphasize. That is on AI technologies. Okay, so they are going to come in a big way. Next slide. Okay. So cloud. Okay, now play that cloud.
Industrial design, the Dassault Systèmes has been an important partner for the growth and expansion of the business. Being part of the Lighthouse project was to be in contact with all the other members of the Lighthouse community, as the entire system, 3D experience platform is running on the cloud. You are in constant exchange with all the other participants of the program. To access data anywhere and anytime feels just great. I mean, this is for me like the way it has to be. If I make a meeting with a client, you don't have to invite him to your office. I can just take my laptop and I can meet wherever I want, even in the park. It took me about 10 minutes to set up the system. It was really fast, and it was all about doing maybe 5 clicks and being connected to internet, and CATIA was running.
Okay.
The cloud environment has been very...
Okay, interesting. Okay, so I have a few questions for the audience. Okay. Number one, now what is the we want to do? You have watched the video, right? So what is his intention? He wants to build what? Huh? What? I could not hear. Huh? I heard answer. Yacht. Okay. You are listening closely. Okay. Yeah. So good. So he's a single man. Okay. His intention is he wants to deliver a yacht. Okay. So you may have boat. Everybody now craze. Okay. Another, what is that? Everybody another photo. What is a drone? Right. UAV system. So you want to make a UAV system. Okay. So how do you do that? Number one question, will you be able to do it alone? Okay. So what will you need? Okay. So you have the concept. Okay. So what are the things you need?
some social context.
Okay. இல்ல see suppose நான் drone பண்ணணும்னு விரும்புறேன், so I want to explore, okay, I want to venture, we will have a 2-3 minutes deep discussion. I want to venture into the field, I want to make drone and I want to sell it. என்ன பண்ணலாம்? So how will you start? Team, okay, all right, okay. So you need a team of, okay, diverse, okay, completely different, okay. Somebody should be good at design, CAD, somebody should be good at avionics, somebody should be good at system engineering. You need a team, okay. And also, like, you know, so this type of systems, okay, you need to CAD. CAD is a requirement. So it's a computer-aided design. What requirement? Key requirement. No, concept. The system. Okay, you need to have a very good system, right? So, enna prachana appadina, for all the aspects, CAD, CAE, for all the aspects that, you know, that affect the design of the UAV, you need to have, like, you know, different types of systems. Okay, the requirements, you may need to have a high-end systems. Okay, but that high-end system, like, you know, need not be required for the entire. Okay, so if you want to make a coffee, if you want to drink a coffee, yeah, you don't buy a coffee machine. Only, like, you know, at that moment you need the coffee. Okay, so you don't need to invest. Number one, like, you know, these are some of the bottlenecks. Small, for example, like, you know, you are an engineer, you know how much you have exposed. Or a small entrepreneur, there are many things are needed. Okay, many things are needed. If your system in, then it will take a huge chunk of your money. Okay. So then you have cloud. Okay, if there is a solution that is available on cloud, in the dumb system you can log in and you can do all the designing on the cloud. So whatever time, like, you know, you work, like, you know, you pay for it. Okay, so that is one of the biggest advantage. Number one advantage of cloud. Okay, number two, as I said, team. Okay, team need not sit in the same place. Okay, that team concept has vanished. Okay, and not like, you know, team means engineering team, same mind engineering team, but for idhukku vandu not only engineering, so you need, like, you know, somebody from market analysis, they may sit somewhere. Okay, and also manufacturing. You may, like, you know, prototype or, like, you know, you will print somewhere. So that also, like, you know, there will be people working there. Okay, what is the key aspect? Collaboration. You design panamona, you have to have all the stakeholders. For example, people from marketing team, design, engineering, like, you know, your manufacturing people, like, you know, after sales team. Everybody has to collaborate, and, like, you know, the input has to come from all the sources. Okay, and this is very, very important. Okay. So down the road, like, you know, you will not be operating on silos. Okay, there is nothing called like that. Okay, so you need to be aware, and you should equip yourself, or you should prepare yourself, like, you know, to interact with various stakeholders. Okay, ellame, so if everything has to, so car la or chinna, even a sim or engine oda o-ring irukku. So if you take that o-ring out, even though it's a small component, what are the engine oda avladha, just it will cease. Okay, even though there are, like, you know, 1 lakh parts. So all the things have to coordinate and work. Okay, same thing, like, you know, the coordination is extremely important. Okay, so if you want to develop yourself, okay, ஒரு சின்ன component லந்து, if you are looking at, like, you know, if you want to become a supplier for a sub-assembly, or, like, you know, you want to move further, like, you know, if you want to build things yourself, and this type of things, like, you know, how you can collaborate. And cloud is a way, like, you know, how you can, is a means that will enable you to collaborate digitally. Okay, so for example, if you require a part, you can look at the part directly, you can look at whether the supplier has the part, and you can fetch the part and you can fit it real time. Okay, so all these things are extremely critical. Okay, so that's where, so going forward, like, you know, you will be looking at cloud based, like, you know, whatever design solutions are, like, you know, design work which you will be doing, like, you know, so cloud is going to play a very pivotal role, right? Fine. So next slide, please. Okay. So this is also very important. Okay, paper. Cannot play music. Yeah, nothing. It's not playing. Okay, fine. I don't know what is the issue. Right, fine. So, ARV technologies. Okay? So what I want to say is, like, no, I think many of you see that, okay? Even when, like, edutech, okay, you put in the book, okay, it's not going to be, it will be, rather than, like, you see actually how that particular component, how that assembly, you can go inside and you can see that, okay, the interactive learning. So how these things work, like, for example, so there are modules, like, we do for OEMs, motorcycle repairman, okay, for him, like, manual, rather than, like, how you do assemble and disassemble. Video, what happens is, video we can do that, but you cannot go further. Like, for example, if you have a AR VR system, assembly is explode panni, you can see, like, what is there inside, okay, or, like, if I change the design, so how it will look like. So real life in the environment, like, how things will feel. Okay, this is something, like, you can see in the AR VR systems. Okay, any CAD, like, whatever you do, okay, so that has to be consistent with your AR VR system. Okay, it has to work wherein, like, any people will perceive. Okay? Now we have, like, the perception economy. Okay, now just whatever you throw, like, consumers won't buy. Okay, they have to feel. Okay, when you market something, like, whatever you do, like, how consumers, like, who are the end users, how they feel about the product. Okay, and how they feel about the product, like, you can invite them, okay, or you can send the part, all these things you can do. The problem is, it is costly. It's time consuming. The very, main reason why this digital technology is coming to picture, because you may want to make things really easy. Okay, so suppose for helicopter, you cannot bring a helicopter to everyone, like, to explore. Suppose I want to learn how that helicopter works. What are the systems that drive the helicopter? Okay, if you want to manufacture a drone or a medium range drone, if you want to learn. So if when you have the system in AR and VR, so it's like, real life. Okay, real life, if you want to see the helicopter, like, how it works, so you can go there and you can explore each and every system, see, like, how it works, and you can have a feel of it. Okay, with that, so number one, learning. So you get a wholesome learning. Okay, so complete learning, you will get the complete learning. Okay, how the learning should be, that too at an affordable cost, and that can be reused. Okay, reused and remodified. Video modify panna mudiyadhu. Suppose a component change agudhu, I want to go for a next revision, you can easily revise and, like, then you can have an update. Okay, suppose now you want to change the design, okay, change the layout, everything can be done, like, very quickly with AR VR systems. Okay, so this is one another aspect, like, which I want to emphasize. Down the road, like, this is going to play a very crucial role, like, in CAD technologies. Okay, so next. So there is no video, and also parametric. Okay, so parametric design. So why I am saying parameter? So what is a parameter? Huh? Okay, so any dimension. Okay, so any geometric, any piece of information. Okay, it can be, like, so your length is a geometric parameter. Material, okay, so material is a material parameter. So any information, why I am saying parametric? Because you can change. Okay, any design, like, you do, like, it has to be parameter. Because, like, it can be changed. The situations can change. Like, the real, in a situation, due to market demands, you have a motorcycle. Suppose, like, in the motorcycle, they don't need 350cc varla. So just give an example. Suddenly you have to change. Okay, when you have a parametric design, making changes will be very easy. Okay, so you need to have a design, like, which can be modified pretty quickly. Okay, so that is one thing, and also computation. Okay, so you do, like, all types of computation. One is CAE, CFD. Likewise, like, many types of computations are there. The clash analysis, all these things, like, whatever model you do, it has to make itself available. It has to be flexible to fit in all these type of things. Okay, next. Okay, okay. This is also a very, very important topic. I don't know how many of you have heard about it. We do this, okay, Royal Enfield. Okay, so they have to give, data to the government. How much of it can be reusable? Okay, so I have a product, so I put the materials which cannot be recycled. Okay, so that maybe like 80%. Okay, if there is a customer like who give you a motorbike like which uses 95% of the parts. Okay, for those customers, government will give concession. You know, so how that affects your environment. Okay, so there will be a requirement for like everybody, not only like to get an improved design. Okay, I have an existing design like a CAD engineer, I have to give a different design like which is innovative. That is no. Okay, so how it is going to affect my environment. Okay, whenever you do the CAD modeling, so how this is going to affect my environment. Okay, so this is something like so you have to be careful. Yeah, just not playing. Huh? Okay. Okay. So how much you are doing, how much it is going to affect your environment. So how many kgs of CO2? Okay, the carbon. So there is a requirement that every industry has to be carbon neutral. Okay, which means that whenever you do the CAD design, your sustainability calculations also will come into picture. Okay, so how it is going to affect your environment. Okay, like you don't waste the resources. Okay, so this kind of calculations everybody has to do that. Okay, so that's also like I just want to emphasize. Okay, so while going forward, while you are in the design field, like in this field, so this type of things like a knowledge of this and like awareness of this is going to play a crucial role. Okay, so you will be coming across it. Okay, yeah. So next. Okay. So this is also 3D printing and additive manufacturing. This is also gained traction. So this has been there for like many years. Like of late, due to like advancement in like automation and other technologies, like these things like have play. No, I'm not playing. Go to the next slide. Okay, I'm talking about this, right? No. 3D printing slide. Okay, so I have not finished. Okay, all right, sure. Okay. So what happens is like so CAD will continue to evolve. Okay, along with 3D printing technologies. Okay, the requirement. See, right now like you go to a shoe shop. Okay, size 9, size 10. That is the options you are given. Okay, 8 like so whatever options it is given to you, you fit. Okay, but what happens is like many of the advanced technologies like you scan the profile of your feet and send. Okay, அவங்க வந்து customize பண்ணி அனுப்பிச்சிடுவாங்க. So then the foot like for some people like the foot may be brought. Okay, and the shoes will be manufactured. Okay, so what happens is like because why that is possible, previously not possible, why those things were possible, because of the advances in 3D printing technologies. Okay, so that's why like so what we have is like you no longer will be having like the traditional way, okay, of manufacturing. What we will be doing is like so you will be having like you will be working in your CAD technologies, wherein like that can be done by like with your 3D printing and additive manufacturing technologies. Okay, so this we have to keep in mind. Okay, so that is not just a traditional manufacturing. So you have to keep in mind, and you have to like people will be required, or like you might be exposed, need to be exposed to like technologies, wherein like whether whatever like the components, your parts, it can be your parts or small sub assemblies or large assemblies, they have to be like done with the 3D printing. Okay, sure. Next please. Okay. Right. So enhanced collaboration tools. Okay, these are just play that whether it's playing or not. Okay, so suddenly something happened, whatever all this. Okay, fine. Okay, not an issue. And another same thing. Okay, so CAD tools will continue to improve collaboration features. It's not just a design. The collaboration has to be very, very important. Okay, so as you said, like you don't not only you cannot operate on silos. If you operate it on silos, it will waste enormous amount of time. Okay, நீங்க ட்ரோன் பண்ணி முடிக்கிறதுக்குள்ள 10 பேர், how great it is, உங்களுக்கு முன்னாடி 10 பேர் பண்ணி முடிச்சாங்கன்னா, so they will capture the market. Okay? You cannot claim that like I did my homework, all these things like you have to be very dynamic, and for that like these collaborative tools play an important role. Okay, so you need to be connected with the world. Okay, not only like the other stakeholders. Now, some marketing, all those things, you can fetch ideas from social media. Okay, what people will talk. Okay, not only you, like, big companies listen. Okay, on the forums, what automotive forums, like, what Facebook groups, what they give.
Consumer packaged goods companies aim to win with consumers by creating a delightful sustainable growth. A brand must win over competition while cutting to reduce their carbon footprint and generate less waste for the consumer. Imagine if a retail company could bring together all internal and external players to collaborate and innovate in a new way, addressing all key development phases, from initial market research right up to testing the packaged product on the retail shelf. We're going to see how this can be done via the 3D Experience platform and the Perfect Package Industry Solution Experience, adding value every step of the way to develop flexible packaging solutions. The Sustainable Packaging Project starts with a team meeting involving the marketing team, the product manager, and the artist. Thanks to the collaborative approach of the 3D Experience platform, the team can now study the full packaging solution from the product and individual muesli package to the secondary packaging right to the point of sale on the shelf and the buying experience. This revolutionary social platform accelerates the path to design innovation by involving the right people at all times in a collaborative way. A mood board is created where artists can leverage the latest trends via social networks, blogs, and forums to pick colors, motifs, and materials, and share and collaborate on their choices in real time. In this case, the product is muesli. As this is a healthy, natural food, the packaging must also reflect the qualities of ecology and nature. It's time to launch the 3D dashboard. The main ideas born from this process move on to what we call an ideation funnel, where the most promising ones grow and mature. In this case, the best ideas...
See, okay. I want to pause that video. Okay, now so you see that ideation funnel. You see Royal Enfield Bullet. Okay, so there are colors: red, gunmetal gray. So there are like different colors. How many colors are there? Okay, 5 colors. Another question, why not 3 colors? Why not 25 colors? Okay, so 25 colors release panna enna prachana, 3 colors release panna enna prachana. How do they make the decision? 3 color release pannalama, 25 color release pannalama, how they make the decision? Huh? No. See, competitive advantage is there. Like color, what is the rationale behind? Yeah, 3 color. See, for example, car release pandranga. So what is the how they arrive at it? Huh? Cost எல்லாம் போடுங்க. நான் சொல்றது just too simple. Okay, cost எதுக்கு 5 கலர் சொல்ற 5 கலர் ரிலீஸ் பண்றாருன்னு. ஓகே, எதுக்கு 3 கலர் ரிலீஸ் பண்ணல, எதுக்கு 25 கலர், ரெண்டு எக்ஸ்ட்ரீம். ஓகே, ஏன் 5க்கு பதிலா 20 கலர் ஆப்ஷன் கொடுக்கலாமே, ஏன் கொடுக்கல? சோ 20 கலர் பண்ணா என்ன ஆகும் உங்களுக்கு? ஓகே, கரெக்ட். ஓகே, இதுதான். So what the ideation funnel from various sources. Okay, what they do is like they iterate. So suppose like gunmetal gray, எவ்வளவு பேர் வாவ்னு கமெண்ட் அடிக்கறாங்க Facebookல, then they will everything like whatever you do, so you become an input, everything will be collected. Okay, so they do lot of analysis and then it will throw like 5 வேளை 7 கொடுக்கலாம், so they can manufacture 7, but that will affect their profitability.
Then another thing is nature's like sunlight and what to say, the traffic light, that colors differs. So due to that also they reject the colors.
இல்ல அது வந்து people's perception, but they will give the verdict. Okay, so based on that like they will do that. Okay, so people will like, so how that will suit. Because what I'm saying is, as a designer, you are என்னோட job வந்து just a design. Okay, that's no. Okay, so you have to connect. Okay, so you have to part of an ecosystem where like you okay that you are part of the connection, where starting from the market research to the selling, okay, and also have to sell service. Okay, so that's where like your eyes have to be like that wide, your eyes have to be. Okay, so if you are not there, then it will be very difficult. Okay, so that's a requirement. நீங்க CAD அப்படின்னு பண்றது வந்து everything will be automated. Whatever crap you are doing, like everything will be automated and it will come there. Okay, so don't bother about it. Down the road things will change, but like you have to be aware of all these things. Okay, sure. Next thing. Okay. Yeah, next. So this thing, like so just to give an example, the final. So enna many of you like all tool based. Now on the tool CATIA, SolidWorks, okay, LAMTime, my brand, like CA, there are many tools like which will be using. Okay, so tool knowledge like may not be an industry like they may not require a tool knowledge. Okay, tool just a mean. Okay, one is like your basics, and also like your skill sets, whatever you do like has to be tuned to a particular role. For example, like so you need to have a CAD. Okay, suppose you fix yourself like you want to be a body in white. Okay, so this is called body in white. Okay, this shell-like structure, right? Whatever you are seeing, then like you need to develop or your skill sets like that attacks or like that addresses that particular requirement. Okay, not like a generalized skill set. It's not something like the industry prefers. Okay, these are some of the partial roles like which I list out for automotive. Same thing. Next slide. Okay. Next slide. Okay, same thing, aerospace. So some of the technologies like which you must, okay, the roles, okay, aerospace design, so aircraft structural engineer, so aerodynamics, okay, the aerodynamics one field, like if you are good at aerodynamics, you concentrate on it, and then like so there will be job profiles or like personas like that will be attached to that, and also composites. So this is also pretty important, like if you look at lightweighting, especially drones, like so metals are the past, like you will be seeing like lot of composites. Still like in India composites manufacturing are like it's in the early stages, and while designing like the skills requirement for these type of materials like composites, it's lacking, like so building skills in this like spectrum is going to add a lot of value. Okay, so these are some of the areas like which I want to stress. Okay, like I just mentioned about just two industries. Likewise, you have variety of industries like so the roles might differ for like consumer packaged goods. Okay, industrial engineering. Okay, architecture and construction. Okay, so electronics. Likewise, like more than 15-20 different industries like different roles. Okay, they are needed. So what you do is like whatever you want to learn, like whatever you want to become, you fix it, and like you can train yourself. Okay, so more than the just traditional tool skills, so knowledge of the industry, okay, how these things work, and also like your ability to work as a team, okay, connecting various dots, it is going to play a crucial role, and also your employability. Okay, so everybody is most of you are working professional, and these are going to play a critical role in upskilling. Okay, so whatever I have seen is a roadmap for 5 years. Okay, after 5 years, I don't know what is going to happen. Okay, things happen very fast. I just want to say like just upskill, reskill continuously. Okay, so once again, thanks. Okay, so thanks Bala sir and the team for giving me the opportunity, and okay, thanks for your patience. Okay, thanks for enduring my this much. Like after this. After the next talk, like we will be definitely having a session. Okay, so happy, good. Okay, so thank you all. Thank you.
What are the future roles that can be in the near future? So regarding the roles that he has mentioned, there might be a specification. Okay, actually talk to him. Okay. To answer it in a very better way. Okay, maybe I'm just giving the just so that we
Thank you so much, sir, for your detailed elaboration. I would like to invite Mr. Dinesh Karthikeyan to embrace of the event. Thank you, sir.
Thank you. Sunday evening, it is very tough, so you may miss a movie, events, happy events, enjoying events, and you're sitting here for almost 2 hours. That is very difficult actually for me. Yeah?
not a big matter of deal because they are learning.
Yeah, it's a very rare in these occasions, in this world of internet, right? So you have a lot of distractions and you guys are avoiding all those things and you are here. It's quite amazing on without a distraction. That is great. That is really great. So yeah, I'm from a mechanical background, a mechanical engineer from a reputed college, and I have been into my initially I was a trainer, and after that I was into design engineering, so product development, new product development, and in a very creamy layer called advanced engineering program. So that is a very upcoming program. I was been part of Ashok Leyland for almost 1.5 years, and I was mainly into advanced engineering program there. So that was like the future vehicles. So which was not you can see anywhere in the outside. Maybe it is completely in a restricted area. So we were building up fuel cell vehicles, battery electric vehicle, and CNG, LNG hybrid vehicles, CNG vehicles and LNG vehicles. These are all the 5 advanced engineering programs that we are into part of in Ashok Leyland. So I am very much happy to be that part. So it won't not a fresher into that area, that role is a rare occasion. I got an opportunity and I have learned a lot of things there. So which was not even in the market for 10 years, which will not be in market for 10 years according to the Indian flow. Yeah, maybe we can skip this slide, please. Maybe the introduction is fine. So the world of mechanical design. So mainly our monopoly, the entire world monopoly runs specialized here. Okay, you see here two-wheelers, passenger vehicles, commercial vehicles, heavy vehicles. Heavy vehicles is different from they use in mines industries, right? So that comes under heavy vehicles. Aerospace industry, like aeroplane, helicopter. So aerospace industry, rocket industry. It is a very blooming industry after Chandrayaan's 3 launch. They're making a moon, right? So that was a very talkative, very creamy layer there. So we know the two-wheelers. We know two-wheelers. Anybody name any brand of two-wheelers which you like the most? I want this to be very interactive. Okay, just maybe I will take only 20 to 30 minutes of session, so you can move up. Yeah. Yeah, super nice. Yeah, Bajaj, Yamaha, and any other brands. You guys don't know any brands of two-wheelers? Yeah, Honda is good. Fine. Yeah. So these vehicles comes under this two-wheeler segment. So what are passenger vehicles? Do you guys have no passenger vehicles? Yeah, cars come under passenger vehicles. Any brands? Yeah. Yeah, Ford, Mustang, yeah. So those are passenger vehicle segment. And commercial vehicles? Yeah, lorries, trucks, buses will come under commercial vehicle segment. So I am into this commercial vehicle segment, the Ashok Leyland, so will comes under this part here. Okay, and heavy vehicles, heavy industrial vehicles, like you can see tippers, mainly used in mines area, mining areas. You can see tippers, right? So those will be coming under this heavy vehicle segment. Under this aerospace industry, it is plane, right? So flights, aircrafts, planes will comes under this aerospace industry. And rocket industry, we have a lot of startups in rocket industry. You can see there is SpaceX. SpaceX is also a startup 10 years back. But now we have a lot of startups in India. Hundreds of startups are there in rocket industry. You can get into easily if you know simple CAD tools and simple GD&T knowledge. Simple experience in castings, sheet metal part designs. You can get into a rocket industry to start to work, to start as a career as a rocket design engineer. You can be proud on that. So these are the six. I think it is 6 major monopoly which runs across entire world, the transportation world. Okay, please to next slide. Yeah. So yeah, the scope of mechanical design. So we as when we go into a small scale industries, what we think is we have a very small scope of work. Maybe we are very much limited to some areas of design. But in an OEM industry like Ashok Leyland, OEM company like Ashok Leyland, we have almost 18 to 20 disciples, 20 design fields there. Okay, 20 design segments there. So I'm just naming this 5 here. So we have this vehicle integration team, which was a very important team, which integrates all the parts into the vehicle. So basically, we have in the vehicle, what we get is we have this engine, we have this clutch, we have the gearbox, we have the propeller shaft, we have the rear axle. So this setup, this powertrain setup integration will be taken care by vehicle integration team, and also the other subsystems connected to that. The wheels, the front axle, the rear axle, the chassis, all these will comes under part of this vehicle integration team. Okay, I was been working in Ashok Leyland on vehicle integration team, so maybe I have some knowledge. In vehicle integration. So that will comes under assembly tool. When you know the assembly tool, you can work in vehicle integration area. And which is the next one is this chassis structure design engineer. So this chassis structure design engineer mainly uses sheet metal and part modeling to just mount the assemblings. Okay, so you have assembled all the parts, but you have assembled some other parts which won't have design brackets. Maybe brackets won't be there. Maybe you won't design. In vehicle integration area, you won't design anything. You will just assemble the products that this product should be in that particular location. That will be the particular area of work in vehicle integration. Okay. Whereas it comes to chassis structure design engineer, the design engineer will mainly focus on creating mounting brackets for the particular parts. Okay, we have a part there, you have to create a mounting bracket with respect to another part or with respect to a structure. Okay, so that works comes under the chassis structure design engineer role. Okay, another is HV wiring harness. This is one of the very important area to focus on, because HV harness, we will create this HV harness only on the, you can roll up the slide please. Yeah, this is the vehicle integration. Yeah, please, you can go. Yeah, this is vehicle integration, and this is how we assemble, right? We have this powertrain, and we have this front drive here. We have this converters here under the power electronics, and also this high voltage cables, this battery management system, this battery packs, and the solar roof. So what mainly does is, we have to package all these things exactly onto this part of this vehicle without affecting the passenger area. Okay, so that is the main aspect of this vehicle integration team. So they will work on these packages, and they won't create any brackets or any stuffs. So that will comes under to the chassis structure team. And also they have to package all these components here, the drivetrain, entire drivetrain here, without affecting these axles. And also these angles are very much important. These angles you can see here, the departure angle, the breakover angle, and the approach angle. So why it is more important? Can anybody give me an answer? So these angles are very much important.
The bump
yeah, correct. That is correct. Yeah. Come on, please answer.
In mushy areas.
Okay, this is for the bumps. Okay, so this is for the bumps, and this is for down clearance. Fine. Why for this one?
That is for speed breaker.
Yeah. Then mainly this has a specific angle. This is like approach angle they have mentioned, but it has a specific name called a ramp over angle. Okay, so ramp over angle, when you are going on the ramp, right? So you have to go on the ramp. So you have to clear this area here. You have to give this angle here. So between this one here and this one here. So you have to give the angle. Otherwise, if you don't give the angle, if the bumper is down, it may hit the ramp. Okay, so that is the main reason we have this approach angle here. Okay, by having these constraints, they will package the entire powertrain in the vehicle. This is the main working of this vehicle integration team. So here you have the scope of only the assembly tools. When you know the assembly tools, you just work on this area. So this is like a very important role. Okay, so why important? You have to package properly. If your components are clashing, you will be punished. No, not like that. You will be you have to change it. Okay, you have to change it respectively. So that is how it works. Not so much knowledge on this. Okay, so if you are very much passionate, you can create one. Okay, so that is the main on vehicle integration. So the next slide, please. Yeah. So once the chassis structure is done, I said, right? So packaging is done on the vehicle with an existing variant. Once the chassis structure is done, you have to create the mounting brackets. So these brackets are sheet metal parts. When you know the sheet metal tools, the simple sheet metal tools like a bracket, like L bracket here, the U bracket, I think it is like some shaped here, different shaped. Okay. So when you know these sheet metal tools, you can do these parts. This part here, mainly the sheet metal parts. Okay. And when you know this simple part modeling tools, you can create this casting parts. Okay. So these are the very much a basic work on this chassis structure design team. Okay. So they design these parts once the packaging is done. Okay. Assembly is done. And the next slide, please. Yeah. So as I mentioned, this high voltage wiring harness design. So this is a very specific and very highly paid job in the design area. Okay, why? Because this harness is highly costly. You can see this copper here. So when at least 1 meter cost, I think to 30,000 rupees. Just 1 meter or 2 meter close to, it is like 30,000 rupees, close to that. So you have to design a harness accordingly so that you can avoid many branches. If you can design from this area to this area, if it is your design, if you are designing it, you can also reduce the cost. And those who know the skills in the market are very less. So when you are at an entry level, so you want an entry guy who knows this wiring harness knowledge, you can get into a better paid job. That is a guaranteed one, because the industry is blooming now. Industry is changing to a commercial, conventional powertrain to an electric powertrain. Correct? So industry is moving towards electric powertrain. So these harnesses will play a major role. Harnesses design will play a major role. Okay? So this is very much needed and a necessary one. So mainly this high voltage cables will carry an volt of 600 volts. So somebody, maybe if it is a circuit is a closed one, if somebody got into touch this point, they're going to fry off because of this potential difference. Right? So you have to design it accordingly. So this is a highly paid job in the market. Okay, if you got these courses, I think we have this course. So when you got this, you got to learn this, you will get paid better. Yeah, please. Yeah, this is low voltage harness, same as we use for headlamps. Like, so headlamps don't need a voltage potential difference, that much potential difference. It needs only 24 volt of potential difference. So maybe this harness also needs a learning. Okay, this harnesses will have a lot of branches. You can see this is the main harness here. We have multiple branches here. Okay, these 4 to 5 branches here. So having this harness knowledge will also pay you better. Okay, so the next slide, please. Yeah, so this is my domain. So I'm into cooling system design. I have been into cooling system design in Ashok Leyland in vehicle integration, and also partly into cooling system design, and also now also I'm having a role in cooling system design for the North American trucks. So this one here is the radiator hose. Okay, so what am I paid? I mean, what is the major role for me is to connect from one point to another point, to connect a hose from one point to another point, or to connect a hose with the pipe to another hose to one point to another point without clashing with one aggregate system to the another aggregate system. Okay, that is the major role for me in a cooling system there. So I worked on the power electronics cooling system. So what I have to do, I have to connect from this point to another point without having this clashes here. Okay, you can see this, there is no much clash. Maybe a clearance of 10 mm, maybe close to that, maybe this will have a major clearance, right? So that is the major role for a cooling system design engineer. So there are a lot of cross-functional teams in a particular OEM, in a given OEM company. You have seen these two-wheelers, right? The two-wheelers, passenger cars, the commercial vehicle segment, and also this aerospace industries. You will have a lot of chunks of wire going on, all these wires. All these wires will have at least a maximum clearance of 10 mm from one wire to another wires, you can see. So because for that routing, for that linings, these engineers are paid more. Okay, not a big tools are necessary. They will have a simple knowledge. They will have a simple knowledge and they will be paid more for that. Okay, that is a major difference. and also it is easy to do. Since I'm into that, I'm saying it is very much easy to do, but the process behind it is very quite complicated, but not so much learnable. Ad learnable panna mudiyadhu kedaiyadhu. You can learn. Okay? Yeah?
Very much concentration must be must, sir.
Not very much concentration. You can do it simply, but you have to rotate the CAD accordingly. You have to rotate it multiple times. You should not touch it. They should not go and touch it. So that is the major thing. Okay? So, yeah. So these are the 5 major teams you can see. But I think there are more than 23 cross-functional teams, 20 plus cross-functional teams in a particular OEM company, where everywhere you can see the design engineers. Wherever you turn, you will see the design engineer. You won't see any production people there. You won't see any manufacturing people coming and disturbing you. There will be completely design people. There will be completely design area allocated for you. So you will share a lot of knowledge with them. Okay, so it is very much necessary to learn the tools. For my tips is learn the tools. Okay, interact with a lot of people. Okay, try to connect friends through LinkedIn. Okay, so there are a lot of platforms there. So LinkedIn, you have a lot of job searching platforms. Through that, connect with a lot of people. You will get some or the other day, one day you will get an opportunity to work in an OEM company. Okay, like Ashok Leyland, maybe any other company. There are a lot of OEMs company there. So where you have very much less work, but you are very specific, where you will be paid I also. So that is the end of the day, right? So these were the teams I have been having some knowledge. Okay, I'm sharing this with you, and you can please. Yeah, these are the advanced engineering vehicles, as I said: battery electric vehicle, fuel cell electric vehicle, CNG, LNG hybrid vehicles, CNG vehicle, and LNG vehicle. Okay, so these are the vehicles which gonna come up in the market very soon. I doesn't know how India is going to come up with these vehicles, because battery electric vehicle we need to have charging points, right? So even for the scooters we don't have charge points. So for the battery electric vehicle, like a truck vehicle, you should have a charge point at least for an acre of charging points should be there, so that you can park up at least maximum number of vehicles there, right? So, and also this fuel cell electric vehicle which completely runs on hydrogen, right? So you know hydrogen, right? So hydrogen is not into the market. Hydrogen is, we have petrol and diesel as the fuel, not hydrogen. Maybe in a close future we will have hydrogen into that. A lot of companies are working on this vehicle. This is a very creamy layer in the market. You can see, you will rarely see it, and if you have some knowledge in it, you will be paid very high. So fuel cell electric vehicle. And CNG, LNG hybrid, not so much, and will not so much come up, mainly because LNG, okay, LNG is like it needs a very, transportation is very much necessary, and CNG will be there, CNG will be coming up, LNG is not so much. Okay, so I am focusing on this battery vehicle, electric vehicle, regarding the harness, right, the wiring harness. You guys can all learn of that. Okay, it is very important. Okay, it is gonna help you in future, because you have all the electric vehicles in the market, right? You have this scooters, you have this cars, electric bikes, and also this electric trucks. So all these things will help you get paid more. Okay, so these are the vehicles, and please answer this. Yeah, and my small introduction of the softwares that they used in companies, because I have attended a lot of interviews. That is the main reason. So Daimler uses NX CAD. So Daimler, you know, anybody know Daimler? Yeah. So yeah, truck manufacturing company, and there they use this NX CAD software. And so the rocket startup, I got to attend one interview in rocket startup company. It's a very famous one, and it's also incubated by IIT. Some people know, I just don't want to mention that name here. Okay, so Inventor, they use an Inventor software for designing. Okay, for their parts design, they use this Inventor software, and a lot of small scale companies will use this software called SolidWorks. Okay, because SolidWorks is very much less cost. The licensing cost of this SolidWorks software is very much less comparatively to any other softwares you can see here. These are very costly. This is very costly. Sir knows that. This software is very much costly, and this one here is very costly. This one is also very costly compared to this one here. So a lot of small scale industries will go for this software. Yeah, and this Volvo, we have been working for this, got to attend the interview, I got selected there and they are using Creo, and Caterpillar, they are using Creo, Ashok Leyland, CATIA. Okay, so they were into advanced CATIA, we call it as CATIA V6 3D experience, like sir shared me this this videos, right? So you can see they are having all these softwares. So it is not always that you need to learn all these softwares, but you should have a glance of all these softwares. Okay, so if you got an interview in some other software like SolidWorks, you have to go. Okay, so you can go if you know simple tools. Interview to crack a design is very easy, mainly in an OEM. Got an opportunity, never miss it. So if you got knowledge of Inventor, you can go. So NX CAD, Creo, CATIA. So majorly learn softwares, but while the interview shows up, just practice some tools and you get to the interview. Okay, so that will help you a lot. Yeah, so it is not much necessary. It will help your future. Mainly, that is what I would like to say. The softwares will help your future to be in a better place. Yeah, I was also into a manufacturing zone. It doesn't like the atmosphere. It doesn't like the air that we are breathing right now. So I think a lot of people know that the manufacturing area, you don't have a good air to breathe. Okay, there won't be air recirculations will be there. Somebody will be exposed to coolants a lot. I'm one of the guy who exposed to coolant a lot, who exposed to coolant atmosphere a lot. Okay, so there is good air to breathe. There is no good air to breathe. So that is how manufacturing is very difficult. But when it comes to design area, you will have a lot of time. You will have a lot of time to explore. You have a lot of time to discuss some meaningful things with friends around you. So that is how it goes. So learn and have good circle of influence. Okay, it is more important to have a good circle. So a lot of people won't have such great circles in their lives. So they will lose up a lot of times there. So you have a good circle, they will connect you, they will help you, they will guide you. Okay, so have a good circle of influence. It's more important. So that helped me to get into some best places in life. Okay, so more to have a good circle. And if you learned all these things, you are not like a god, not like a great guy. Okay, more important to have soft skill. Okay, soft skill is very much important in an industry. So when you interact with another guy who is from another state, who is from another country, you should have that soft skill to interact with them. You should know not a good English, medium English is fine, but you should have some courtesy to speak with. Yeah, maybe an interaction, a good interaction will give you a lot of things. Okay, so those are the things that I would like to say to you. So mainly connect. Okay, if all these people here, if all these people are going to enroll some courses here, so just connect with all the peoples. Okay, some other guy who may have an opportunity, who may require an opportunity, will guide you, will help you to get in there. Okay, so that is what I would like to say to you. So learn and shine in your lives. Yeah, thank you all. And I thank Bala for giving the opportunity to speak in front of such large people. Yeah, thank you, sir. Thank you.
Thank you so much, sir, for sharing valuable knowledge, valuable tips to the society. Wholeheartedly thank you.
Thank you.
So I would like to invite Mr. Andrew for delivering the GUI presentation here.
இது ஐ மீன் லைக் ஸ்ரீலங்கா ஃபைனல்ஸ் மேட்ச் போயிட்டு இருக்கு. இன்னொரு பக்கம் பார்த்தீங்கன்னா யூ ஷுட் ஹவ் கான் டு சம் மூவிஸ். இன்னொரு பக்கம் உங்க ஃப்ரெண்ட்ஸ் கூட ஸ்பெண்ட் பண்ணிருக்கலாம். பட் யூ ஆல் ஹவ் டிசைடட் ஹியர் டு get a good information, right? Just give a big round of applause, guys. That's really, no, you guys are definitely going to reach a lot of fights. Okay, so the thing is like presentation, please. It's okay. So GUI, so anyone know the abbreviation of GUI? I think our Bala Solirpare. Anyone remember it? Okay, fine. So GUI pathina grab your vernacular imprints. அதாச்சும் என்னன்னா இங்க இருக்கிற கோர்சஸ் எல்லாமே நீங்க வந்து உங்களோட மதர் டங்ல படிக்கலாம். தட் இஸ் யூ கேன் லேர்ன் இட் இன் இங்கிலீஷ், தமிழ், மலையாளம், தெலுங்கு, லைக் கன்னடா, ஈவன் லைக் வி ஹவ் கிராஸ்ட் அப்ராட் லாங்குவேஜஸ் கூட கொண்டு வரோம், ஸ்பானிஷ், அரேபியா. ஸோ வி ஹவ் லாட் ஆஃப் பிளான்ஸ். ஸோ என்ன அப்படின்னா இப்போ சிம்பிள் எக்ஸாம்பிள் தான். இன்னும் இப்போ நீங்கள் காலேஜ் படிச்சுட்டு இருப்பீங்க, உங்கள் டீச்சர் இருப்பாங்க. டீச்சர் என்ன பண்ணுவாங்கன்னா லைக் 1 hour வந்து கம்ப்ளீட்டாக இங்கிலீஷில் ஒரு டாபிக் எடுப்பாங்க, நம்மளுக்கு ஒன்றுமே புரியாது. பட் நெக்ஸ்ட் டே பிஃபோர் டே எக்ஸாமில் வந்து பார்த்தீங்கன்னா நம்ம ஃப்ரெண்டு ஒருத்தர் இருப்பான். ஸோ அவன் என்ன பண்ணுவான் அப்படின்னா அந்த 1 hour டாப்பிக்கை 5 minutes தமிழில் எக்ஸ்பிளைன் பண்ணிட்டு போயிடுவான். கரெக்டுங்களா? ஸோ இந்த கேஸ் நம்ம ஈஸியாக அண்டர்ஸ்டாண்ட் பண்ணிக்க முடியும். ஸோ அண்டர்ஸ்டாண்டிங் த கான்செப்ட் இஸ் வெரி மச் இம்பார்ட்டன்ட். கம்யூனிகேஷன் இஸ் செகண்டரி தான், அது நீங்கள் எந்த லாங்குவேஜில் வேணாலும் நீங்கள் கற்றுக்கலாம். ஸோ அண்டர்ஸ்டாண்டிங் இஸ் very much important here. Okay, so our founder and co-founder is here, like co-founder is here Bala sir, and our founder Sridevi ma'am is here, and so இவங்க எல்லாமே தான் வந்து பாத்தீங்கன்னா backbone of GUI, I would say. Okay, till now like 8 million learners are these people like enroll, I mean enroll பண்ணிருக்காங்க. சரிங்களா? So these are all the important thing. The next slide please. ஸோ இப்போ இருக்க ஸ்டூடெண்ட்ஸ்க்கு என்ன ப்ராப்ளம் அப்படின்னு நம்ம பார்க்கும்போது ஸ்கில்ஸ் இல்லை. சரிங்களா? ஸோ ஸ்கில்ஸ் தான் ரொம்ப லேகிங்காக இருக்குது. அதாச்சும் இப்போ ஒரு காலேஜ் ஸ்டூடெண்ட்ஸ் எடுத்துக்கோங்க, நீங்கள் எல்லாருமே லைக் எல்லாமே மெக்கானிக்கல் இன்ஜினியர்ஸ் தானே? ஸோ எவ்ரி ஒன் இஸ் மெக்கானிக்கல் இன்ஜினியர்ஸ், ரைட்? ஸோ இப்போ வந்து மெக்கானிக்கல் இன்ஜினியர் எடுத்துக்கோங்க, ப்ராப்ளம் எடுத்துக்கோங்க, ஒரு பக்கம் ஃபுல்லாக பெரிய பேஜில் கொஸ்டின்ஸ் இருக்கும், ரைட்டா? ஸோ நம்ம என்ன பண்ணுவோம், நீங்களே சொல்லுங்கள். ஃபர்ஸ்ட் என்ன பண்ணுவோம், ஒரு பக்கம் கிவன் டேட்டாஸ்னு போட்டுட்டு அந்த கொஸ்டினை 4 வாட்டி படிச்சுட்டு என்னென்ன டேட்டாஸ் இருக்கானோ அது ஒரு பக்கம் ஃபில் பண்ணுறோம். அடுத்த பேஜில் என்ன பண்ணுவோம், ஃபார்முலா, அதையும் மெமரைஸ் தான் பண்ணுறோம், ரைட்டா? ஸோ வி யூஸ் டு மெமரைஸ் த ஃபார்முலா அண்ட் அதையும் மெமரைஸ் பண்ணிட்டு அந்த ஃபார்முலாக்கே எக்ஸ்பிளனேஷனுக்கு அது இன்னொரு பக்கம். சரிங்களா? ஸோ அட் த எண்ட் எக்ஸ்பிளனேஷன் அப்போ வந்து இஷ்டத்துக்கு எழுத வேண்டியதில்லை. ஸோ லாட் ஆஃப் ஸ்டோரி வி யூஸ் டு ரைட். கடைசியில் ஆன்சரை கூட வி யூஸ் டு மெமரைஸ், ரைட்டா? ஸோ தட் டசன்ட் கோயிங் டு ஹெல்ப் யூ, பிகாஸ் ஒரு இண்டஸ்ட்ரியில என்ன இம்பார்ட்டன்ட்ங்கிறது இப்போ இருக்கிற லைக் ஸ்டூடெண்ட்ஸ்க்கு தெரியல. தே ஜஸ்ட் மெமரைஸ் பண்ணிட்டு தீஸ் பீப்புள் ஆர் கம்மிங். சரிங்களா? ஸோ த ஸ்கில் இஸ் வெரி மச் lagging. Yes, so degree, first thing, degree doesn't even matters a lot. Okay, so இப்போ மெக்கானிக்கல் இன்ஜினியர் வந்து பாத்தீங்க அப்படின்னா லைக் இயர்லி லைக் 1000+ people கிட்ட லைக் பாஸ்ட் அவுட் ஆறாங்க, ரைட்? ஸோ ஒரு கம்பெனிக்கு போறீங்க அப்படின்னா 100+ அப்ளிகேஷன்ஸ் வரும். சரிங்களா? ஸோ ஒரு ஹெச்ஆர் என்ன பண்ணுவாங்க நான் சொல்றேன். ஸோ ஒரு 4 அப்ளிகேஷன் பார்க்குறாங்கன்னு வச்சுக்கோங்க, 4 பேரும் மெக்கானிக்கல் இன்ஜினியர் இருந்துச்சுன்னு வச்சுக்கோங்க. ஒரே ஒரு ப்ரொஃபைல் மட்டும் அவன் போட்டிருப்பான், அடிஷ்னலாக ஸ்கில் செட் டெவலப் பண்ணி வச்சிருப்பான், நிறைய கோர்ஸ் சர்டிஃபிகேட் வச்சிருப்பான். இந்த 3 ப்ரொஃபைலை இன்டர்வியூ எடுக்காம ரிஜெக்ட் பண்ணிட்டு கடைசியா இருக்கிற ப்ரொஃபைல மட்டும் என்ன பண்ணுவாங்கன்னா இமிடியட்லி தே வில் பி லைக் செலக்டிங் இட். ஓகே, ஸோ அப்கிரேடேஷன் ஆஃப் த ப்ரொஃபைல் இஸ் வெரி மச் இம்பார்ட்டன்ட் இன் கரண்ட் சிச்சுவேஷன். ஸோ இப்போ இருக்க ஸ்டூடெண்ட்ஸ் அப்கிரேட் பண்ணல அப்படின்னா தெர் ஆர் லாட் ஆஃப் அப்டேட்டட் டெக்னாலஜிஸ் இருக்கு. சரிங்களா? ஸோ கைண்ட்லி ஜஸ்ட் அப்கிரேட் யுவர் கோர்ஸ் சர்டிஃபிகேட் நிறைய வச்சுக்கோங்க. ஸோ ப்ரொஃபைலை பில்ட் பண்ணுங்க. ஸோ தட் ஒன்லி இஸ் கோயிங் டு ஹெல்ப் யூ அ லாட். சரிங்களா? The next thing is like yeah, obviously இப்போ CAD வந்து பாத்தீங்கன்னா like it's a very very demand course now in market. So இப்போ மெக்கானிக்கல்ல நிறைய டிபார்ட்மெண்ட்ஸ் இருக்கு. I would say manufacture departments இருக்கு, production departments இருக்கு. பட் அவங்களுக்கெல்லாம் பாத்தீங்கன்னா salary package வந்து ரொம்ப கம்மியா தான் இருக்கும். I would say because apart அவங்க லைக் ஒரு 4 to 5 years எக்ஸ்பீரியன்ஸ் இருந்தால் லைக் அந்த ப்ரொடக்ஷன் ஃபீல்ட்லையோ இல்லை மேனுஃபேக்சர் ஃபீல்ட்லையோ யூ கேன் க்ரோ வித் அ குட் சேலரி பேக்கேஜ். பட் ஃபார் CAD இட் இஸ் கம்ப்ளீட்லி டிஃப்ரெண்ட். ஓகே, யூ கேன் எக்ஸ்பெக்ட் அ மேக்ஸிமம் பேக்கேஜ். ஆக்சுவலி ஒரு 6 LPA to 15 LPA கூட எக்ஸ்பெக்ட் பண்ணலாம். நல்லா உங்களோட ஸ்கில் செட் இருந்துச்சு, நல்ல ஐடியாஸ் எல்லாம் வச்சிருந்தீங்க அப்படின்னா டெஃபினெட்லி யூ ஆல் கேன் எக்ஸ்பெக்ட் லாட் ஆஃப் திங்ஸ். ஓகே, ஸோ இப்போ இங்கே குவியில் CAD கோர்ஸ் ட்ரைனிங் போயிட்டு இருக்கு. ஸோ வாட் இட் இஸ் மீன்ஸ் லைக் வி யூஸ் டு கிவ் ட்ரைனிங் ஃப்ரம் த பேசிக்ஸ். ஓகே, பேசிக்ஸ்ல இருந்து டில் அட்வான்ஸ் லெவல் வரைக்கும் யூ ஆல் வில் பி லேர்னிங். ஓகே, ஸோ இங்கே தியரியா இருக்காது. ஸோ இட்ஸ் கோயிங் டு பி கம்ப்ளீட்லி ஒரு ப்ராக்டிக்கல் வே ஆஃப் லேர்னிங்காக தான் வந்து நாங்கள் வி யூஸ் டு டீச். ஓகே, ஸோ ப்ராக்டிக்கல் இன் அ சென்ஸ் உங்களை நிறைய ப்ராஜெக்ட்ஸ் பண்ண வைப்போம், இண்டஸ்ட்ரி ஓரியன்ட் ப்ராஜெக்ட்ஸ், அதுவும் யூனிக்கான ப்ராஜெக்டாக பண்ண வைப்போம். சரிங்களா? ஸோ யூனிக்கான ப்ராஜெக்ட் அப்படின்னு பார்க்கும்பொழுது ஈவன் இண்டஸ்ட்ரி ஒர்க்கிங் ப்ரொஃபஷனல்ஸ் கூட அவேர்னஸ் இருக்காது. ஸோ இந்த மாதிரி ஒரு ப்ராஜெக்ட் நீங்கள் எடுத்து பண்ணும்போது என்ன பண்ணலாம்னா யூ கேன் இன்க்ளூட் இன் யுவர் ரெஸ்யூம். ஓகே, இஃப் யூ கோ டு எனி இன்டர்வியூ, இப்போ இங்கே பண்ணுற ப்ராஜெக்டை இஃப் யூ ஆர் கோயிங் டு எக்ஸ்பிளைன் டு தி ஹெச்ஆர், எக்ஸ்பிளைன் டு தி மேனேஜ்மெண்ட் மீன்ஸ் இமீடியட்லி தே ஆர் கோயிங் டு ஹையர் யூ. ஓகே, ஸோ இந்த மாதிரி ஒரு யூனிக்கான விஷயமா இங்கே நீங்கள் பண்ணுவீங்க. அதே மாதிரி உங்கள் ட்ரெயினர்ஸ் எல்லாரும் ஒர்க்கிங் ப்ரொஃபஷனல்ஸ் தான். ஃப்ரம் உண்டா இப்போ IIT மெட்ராஸ்லேருந்து லைக் வி ஆர் பிரிங்கிங் ஐ மீன் ட்ரெயினர்ஸ் ஆல்சோ ஃபார் you to get trained சரிங்களா. ஸோ இவங்க கிட்ட இருந்து லேர்ன் பண்ணாதான் you can gain more knowledge சரிங்களா. because these people are 15 years experience people, இப்போ நார்மல் ஸ்டாஃப்ஸ் மாதிரி இல்லாமல் ஸோ இவங்க கிட்ட இருந்து like you can learn a lot. so these people are going to be your mentors and guiders சரிங்களா. ஸோ இப்போ இங்கே கிளாஸஸும் வந்து பார்த்தீங்க அப்படின்னா ஒரு லைக் இந்த கோர்ஸ் வந்து ஒரு 6 to 7 months போகும் சரிங்களா. எல்லாமே வந்து பார்த்தீங்க அப்படின்னா இட் இஸ் லைக் அன் ஆன்லைன் லைவ் கிளாஸஸ் யூ கேன் லேர்ன் ஃப்ரம் யுவர் பிளேஸ். இதில் டவுட்ஸ் கிளியரிங் செஷன் லைக் ரெக்கார்டிங்ஸ் ஸோ எல்லாமே உங்களுக்கு கிடச்சிரும். 1-on-1 இன்டராக்டிவ் செஷன்ஸ் இருக்குது. எங்கள் மென்டார்ஸ் உங்களை பர்சனலாக கனெக்ட் பண்ணுவாங்க. ஃபஸ்ட்டு உங்களை அனலைஸ் பண்ணுவாங்க, உங்களோட ஸ்ட்ரென்த் என்ன, வீக்னஸ் என்ன. ஸோ ரெகுலர் பேசிஸில் வந்து உங்களுக்கு இன்புட்ஸ் கொடுத்துக்கிட்டே இருப்பாங்க சரிங்களா. ஸோ தீஸ் அண்ட் ஆல் திங்ஸ் லைக் வி ஆர் ப்ரொவைடிங் ஹியர். ஓகே, ஸோ இங்கே இருக்கிறவங்க எல்லாருக்குமே வந்து பார்த்தீங்க அப்படின்னா there is a big offer which we are decided to give you, that at the end we will reveal it what it is அப்படின்னு சொல்லிட்டு we will definitely reveal it. So placements, so at the end of the day you all need placements, right? So இங்கே placement process எப்படி இருக்கும் நான் எக்ஸ்பிளைனும் பண்ணிடுறேன் சரிங்களா. ஸோ இப்போ இங்கே பிளேஸ்மெண்ட்ஸை பொறுத்த வரை பார்த்தீங்க அப்படின்னா கம்ப்ளீட்டாக உங்களுக்கு பிளேஸ்மெண்ட் ட்ரைனிங் இருக்கும் at the end of the course. அதாச்சும் ஒரு கம்பெனி இப்போ உண்டாயிருக்குன்னா அங்கே என்னென்ன கொஸ்டின்ஸ் கேட்குறாங்க, இந்த மாதிரி எப்படி பேசலாம், எப்படி ப்ரொஃபைல் பில்ட் பண்ணணும். இப்போ இட்ஸ் சிம்பிள் கான்செப்ட் தான். நீங்கள் எவ்வளோ பெரிய டாப் கம்பெனிஸ் போனால் கூட என்ன கொஸ்டின் கேட்பாங்கன்னா அந்த கம்பெனியில் என்ன ப்ராசஸ் நடக்குது, என்னென்ன டெக்னாலஜிஸ் யூஸ் பண்ணுறாங்க, என்னென்ன சாஃப்ட்வேர்ஸ் யூஸ் பண்ணுறாங்க, கரெக்டாக என்னென்ன ட்ரெண்டில் இருக்குது, அந்த கொஸ்டின்ஸ் தான் கேட்பான். ஸோ வி நீட் டு பி ஸ்மார்ட். ஓகே, ஸோ இங்கே வந்து கம்ப்ளீட்டாக உங்களுக்கு பிளேஸ்மெண்ட் ட்ரைனிங் இருக்கும். And the thing is like இங்க வந்து பாத்தீங்கன்னா like there are 2 types of placement categories இருக்கு. First thing is like off campus placement, second thing is like on campus placement. Okay, இப்போ மற்ற இன்ஸ்டியூட்ல என்ன பண்றாங்கன்னு பாத்தீங்கன்னா இப்போ ஆஃப் கேம்பஸ் அப்படின்னா லைக் நாக்ரி பிளாட்ஃபார்ம்ஸ், ஸோ இந்த மாதிரி பிளாட்ஃபார்ம்ல நீங்க அப்ளை பண்ணி செலக்ட் ஆகுறது தான் வந்து ஆஃப் கேம்பஸ். ஓகே, ஸோ அந்த மாதிரி நம்ம அப்ளை பண்ணும்போது என்ன ஆகும் அப்படின்னு பாத்தீங்கன்னா நிறைய பேர் அப்ளை பண்ணியிருப்பாங்க, ஒரு 100 ப்ரொஃபைல் இருக்கும். ஸோ வி வில் கெட் கன்ஃபியூஸ்ட் ஆக்சுவலி, லைக் ஹெச்ஆர்ஏ வந்து கன்ஃபியூஸ்ட் ஆயிடும். ஸோ இது வந்து ஆன் கேம்பஸ் பிளேஸ்மெண்ட். ஸோ ஆன் கேம்பஸ் பிளேஸ்மெண்ட்ஸ் அப்படின்னா என்ன அப்படின்னு பார்த்தீங்கன்னா லைக் காம்படிஷன் உங்களுக்கு கம்மியாக இருக்கும். ஓகே, இன் குவி பார்த்தீங்க அப்படின்னா கம்பெனிஸ் அப்ரோச்சஸ் குவி அண்ட் தே பிக் த கேண்டிடேட்ஸ். ஸோ தட் இஸ் ஆன் கேம்பஸ். ஓகே, ஸோ காம்படிஷன் லோவாக இருக்கும். பிகாஸ் ஒரு 4 to 5 மெம்பர்ஸ் தான் வந்து ஒரு கம்பெனியில் போய் இன்டர்வியூ அட்டன் பண்ண போறீங்க. ஸோ அந்த மாதிரி 4 to 5 மெம்பர்ஸ் கூட கம்ப்ளீட் பண்ணி செலக்ட் ஆகுங்கிறது ரொம்ப ஈஸி. ஓகே, ஸோ திஸ் between like on campus and off campus, and most importantly நிறைய ரவுண்ட்ஸ் ஸ்கிப் பண்ணிடுவீங்க. ஓகே, பிகாஸ் லைக் இப்போ ஒரு 100 பேரை அப்ளை பண்றாங்கன்னா தான் என்ன பண்ணுவாங்க அப்படின்னா ஒரு 10 to 12 ரவுண்ட்ஸ் வச்சிருவாங்க. பிகாஸ் தே வாண்ட் டு ஷார்ட் லிஸ்ட் த கேண்டிடேட். ஸோ அப்போ தான் இந்த ஆப்டிடியூட் ரவுண்டு, குரூப் டிஸ்கஷன் சொல்லிட்டு நிறைய வச்சுட்டு எடுக்கிறாங்க. பட் ஆன் கேம்பஸ் பிளேஸ்மெண்ட் இட் இஸ் கம்ப்ளீட்லி டிஃப்ரெண்ட். லைக் 4 to 5 மெம்பர்ஸ் தான் இருக்கும். ஸோ ஆப்டிடியூட்லாம் வைக்கவே மாட்டாங்க. ஸோ அடுத்த ஸ்டெப்னு மூவ் பண்ணிடுவாங்க ஈஸியாக ப்ரொஃபைல். ஸோ இயர் இட் இஸ் லைக் அண்ட் கம்ப்ளீட்லி ஆன் கேம்பஸ் பிளேஸ்மெண்ட்ஸ் இயர். ஸோ உங்களுக்கு ப்ராடக்ட் பேஸ்ட் கம்பெனிஸாக வரும், ஸ்டாண்டர்டான கம்பெனியாக வரும், வேர் யூ வில் பி ஹேவிங் அ ஜாப் செக்யூரிட்டி அண்ட் ஜாப் ஸ்டாண்டர்ட் ஐ வுட் சே சரிங்களா. ஸோ இப்போ இங்கே வந்து எல்லாருமே எடுக்க மாட்டோம். பிகாஸ் பர் டே பார்த்தீங்கன்னா வி ஆர் கெட்டிங் லாட் ஆஃப் கால்ஸ் ஃப்ரம் ஒரு சொல்லணும் அப்படின்னா ஒரு 100+ மெம்பர்ஸ் வச்சு கால் பண்ணிடுறாங்க ஃபார் திஸ் கோர்ஸ். ஸோ வி ஒன்ட் பிக் எவ்ரி ஒன். ஸோ வாட் இட் இஸ் மீன்ஸ் லைக் யூ ஆல் நீட் டு ரெஜிஸ்டர் ஃபர்ஸ்ட். ஓகே, ரெஜிஸ்ட்ரேஷன் பண்ணிவிட்டு ப்ரீ பூட் கேம்ப் அப்படின்னு சொல்லிட்டு ஒரு செஷன் இருக்குது சரிங்களா. ஸோ ப்ரீ பூட் கேம்பில் என்ன நடக்கும்னு பார்த்தீங்கன்னா ஃபஸ்ட்டு உங்களுக்கு வந்து இந்த கோர்ஸை பற்றி டீட்டெயிலாக சொல்லுவோம். ஓகே, நீங்கள் என்ன படிக்க போகிறீங்க, கேடில் என்னென்ன டெக்னாலஜிஸ் இருக்குது, இதை படிக்கிறதால என்னென்ன உங்களுக்கு பெனிஃபிட்ஸ் இருக்குன்னு சொல்லிட்டு ஃபஸ்ட்டு நாங்கள் எக்ஸ்பிளைன் பண்ணோம் சரிங்களா. எக்ஸ்பிளைன் பண்ணிவிட்டு உங்களை அனலைஸ் பண்ணுவோம். உங்களோட ஸ்ட்ரென்த் என்ன, உங்களோட வீக்னஸ் என்ன, உங்களுக்கு என்னென்ன ஆப்பர்ச்சுனிட்டிஸ் கிடைக்க போகுது அப்படின்னு சொல்லிட்டு ஈச் அண்ட் எவ்ரி திங் வி வில் அனலைஸ் ஃபஸ்ட் சரிங்களா. இட்ஸ் லைக் அ 2-way அனாலிசிஸ். நீங்களும் எங்களை அனலைஸ் பண்ணுவோம், எப்படி சொல்லி கொடுக்குறாங்க, உங்களால் அண்டர்ஸ்டாண்ட் பண்ணிக்க முடியுதா இல்லையா சொல்லிட்டு நீங்களும் அண்டர்ஸ்டாண்ட் பண்ணிக்கலாம். இட்ஸ் லைக் அ 2-way அனாலிசிஸ். ஆஃப்டர் ஆல் த ப்ராசஸ் லைக் யூ கேன் ஆல்சோ இன்ட்ராக்ட் வித் அவர் ஹெச்ஆர் டீம், பிளேஸ்மெண்ட் டீம், மென்டார்ஸ், அலுமினிஸ் எல்லாருமே வருவாங்க. யூ கேன் இன்ட்ராக்ட் வித் எவ்ரி ஒன் சரிங்களா. யூ வில் பி கெட்டிங் அ குட் ஐடியா அபவுட் நெக்ஸ்ட் ஸ்டெப் நம்ம என்ன பண்ணலாம், கெரியர் கைடன்ஸ் மாதிரின்னு வச்சுக்கோங்க இந்த ப்ரீ பூட் கேம்ப். ஸோ நெக்ஸ்ட் ஸ்டெப் என்ன பண்ணலான்னு ஒரு பெட்டர் ஐடியா கிடைச்சிடும் சரிங்களா. ஸோ ப்ரீ பூட் கேம்ப்ன்ற ஃபேஸ் வந்து நாங்கள் இப்போ கண்டக்ட் பண்ண போகிறோம். நார்மலி ரெஜிஸ்ட்ரேஷன் பண்ணுறவங்க வந்து 8,000 ஃபார் ரெஜிஸ்ட்ரேஷன். நீங்கள் வந்து லைக் யூ ஹவ் ஸ்பெண்ட் அ லாட் ஆஃப் எல்லா ஈவெண்ட்ஸும் கேன்சல் பண்ணி நீங்கள் வந்ததால் நீங்கள் 500க்கே நீங்கள் ரெஜிஸ்ட்ரேஷன் பண்ணிக்கலாம் சரிங்களா. ஸோ திஸ் இஸ் த ஆஃபர் ஐ வாஸ் அபவுட் டு சே. ஸோ 500 ரெஜிஸ்டர் பண்ணிக்கோங்க, ப்ரீ பூட் கேம்ப் அட்டன் பண்ணுங்கள். யூ கெட் அ குட் ஐடியா அபவுட் த கோர்ஸ், வாட் டு லேர்ன், வாட் நாட் டு லேர்ன். ஸோ எவ்ரி திங் ஐடியா கிடச்சிரும். ஆஃப்டர் தட் லைக் இஃப் யூ ரியலி வாண்டட் டு டேக் அப் அவர் கோர்ஸ் நீங்கள் கண்டினியூ பண்ணிக்கலாம். இன்கேஸ் ப்ரீ பூட் கேம்ப் முடிச்சுட்டு இன்கேஸ் உங்களுக்கு ஒரு கம்ஃபர்டபுளாக இல்லை அப்படின்னு சொன்னால் கூட தட் 500 வில் பி ரீஃபண்டபிள். ஓகே, ஸோ ரீஃபண்டபிள் தான். ஸோ தாராளமாக நீங்கள் ரீஃபண்டும் பண்ணிக்கலாம். இட்ஸ் அப் டு யோர் டிசிஷன் ஒன்லி சரிங்களா. ஸோ யா, ஸோ எனிதிங் எல்ஸ் யூ வாண்ட் டு ஆஸ்க் அஸ்? எனி டவுட்ஸ்? ஓகே ஃபைன். ஸோ இப்போ வந்து பார்த்தீங்க அப்படின்னா we are having a panel of discussions there. ஸோ ஏதாச்சும் உங்களுக்கு கெரியர் கைடன்ஸ் இப்போ இந்த கோர்ஸ் ப்ரீ பூட் கேம்ப்க்கு ரெஜிஸ்ட்ரேஷன் பண்ணணும் அப்படின்னா யூ கேன் கம் அட் தி எண்ட். ஸோ வி வில் பி லைக் எக்ஸ்பிளைனிங் இட் இன் டீட்டெயில். ஓகே, தேங்க்யூ ஸோ மச். ஓகே, ஸ்லைடு பார்க்கவே இல்லையா? இட்ஸ் ஓகே, தேங்க்யூ.
ரொம்ப நன்றிகள் ஆண்ட்ரியூ, நல்லா சொன்னீங்க. ஸோ இப்போ நான் மேடைக்கு வந்து செந்தில கூப்பிட்றேன் vote of thanksக்காக.
Once again, good evening to one and all. So today, as we draw this wonderful mechanical CAD masterclass to a close, I stand before you with a heart filled with gratitude and appreciation. Both an honor to deliver vote of thanks on this special occasion. First and foremost, I would like to express our heartfelt gratitude to all our esteemed guests. Presence here has added your have made this gathering truly exceptional. We are deeply honored that you chose to be a part of this event. I hope you found it as enriching. I would also like to acknowledge the hard work and dedication of our organizing team, countless coordination and effort. Enthusiasm and we hope you leave here today with cherished memories and newfound knowledge. Support and presence. Look forward.
I would like to invite our founder to mentors to guests. Mr. Dinesh sir. Thank you, team. Now we do have the panel discussion right away right now. Thank you. Yeah, so if you have any doubts, guys, if you have any doubts with regards to event, you can participate in the panel discussion and sort it out. Nothing to worry.